Buttons and bows and pantyhose. I am your hostess with the mostest, Alexander Rodriguez, here for On the Rocks radio show, where celebrities and cocktails mix. We have plenty of cocktails mixing tonight. Tonight is our music episode with leaders in the industry from every different genre, with country blues singer Kasey Lansdale, Billboard chart topper, and the new alpha, Ricky Rebel, international pop diva, and red carpet sensation, LaLa. So LaLa-fific. We need two LaLas. LaLa-fific, did you see? That's a new word. Okay. I know. The cutie with a booty and YouTube favorite, Tom Goss, and my sister from another mister, recording artist, Scott Cruz, and not just a pretty face. He's a model. He's a musician. My co-host for tonight, Steven Dehler. Let the drinks begin.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, coming at you from Sunset Gower Studios in the heart of Hollywood, where I drink with your favorite celebrities and we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and that's about it. So pop a cork, pour a glass, lean back, and enjoy On the Rocks every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Oh, my Lord, it is going to be a bumpy night. It's already been a bumpy pre-show. Everybody's drinking and having a great time. Once again, I was snubbed by the Oscar nominations. My film, Lady Bear, was not nominated, and I'm very, very upset. I have some breaking news, though. Taco Cat is Taco Cat spelled backwards, so, you know, the more you know. Cutting edge news here.
I love that Snapple bottle top.
Yeah. That's not a Snapple bottle top, is it?
No, it's stupid.
Oh, how dare you, sir? Great co-host already, yeah. My name's on the marquee, sweetie. Thank you to our sober listeners tonight. Thank you for holding our hair back. Sorry, Scott. And thank you for driving us home. We love our sober listeners. Hello to our listeners around the nation on iHeartRadio, Universal Broadcasting Network, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, Satchel, iTunes, Google Play, and of course we are on Facebook Live, on Hillcrest Social in San Diego, True FM in Ohio, and nationally on Bear World Magazine. Rawr. Yes, check out my weekly interviews, movie reviews, movie news in Bear World. This week in my movie news, I talked about Indiana Jones 5. It's on. It's happening. Script is finished.
Wow.
But they found everything. They found the Ark of the Covenant. They found Jesus' sippy cup. They found, like, aliens in the mist. Like, what's next?
Yeah.
Themselves.
The convalescent.
Leave it to Kasey Lansdale, like the sweetheart country girl. Themselves. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Find their inner
They find their inner self.
I think they're going to find Renee Zellweger's original face. The shade of it all. For our audio listeners, you can... Yeah, thank you. Crickets. You can check out our video stream on Facebook, YouTube. We're now on YouTube. Go find us on YouTube. And now the Hillcrest Social app has all of our On the Rocks video streaming for free. Download Hillcrest Social. It's on iFood. iPhone.
iFood. That's a nice one.
We know it's on your mind.
I know. iFood. iPhone and Android. They do concert giveaways, product giveaways, so go check them out. And they just signed a new deal, partnership with Bear World. So you can read Bear World now on Hillcrest Social app. So my award-winning articles, awards I've given to myself, are there that you can read for free. Next week, Worlds Collide, as Johnny McGovern from World of Wonders, Hey Queen TV visits us with Bravo TV, Shahs of Sunset, MJ Javid, and the return of the Bravo TV boys, Craig Ramsey and Brandon Liberati. Also coming to the show in the next few weeks, producer of The Fosters, Evan Hansen on Broadway, and the new Stephen Schwartz musical TV show, Bradley Bredewig is in. Also, Fabiana Pascali from FX's Versace. Did anybody see the premiere, by the way?
It looks really good.
About it.
Yeah, I watched the first episode. So good. So she plays one of the designers that shares all of her scenes with Penelope Cruz. So she's coming in, and we have a lot more surprises along the way. My mom, Mama Rose, is in the chat room on ubnradio.com and on Facebook Live. She's answering all your questions. Please keep her busy because she has a bottle of vodka with her. And if you don't keep her busy, she's going to drink too much, and I'll have a new baby daddy. If you have a burning question, she will let me know, and we will answer it live on air. Hello to our engineer, Kurt. Kurt, come back from the dead, the prodigal son. Kurt is one of the On the Rocks OGs. He has been here since day one.
Wow. He
left us for greener pastures. It was not real grass, was it, Kurt?
Well, again, I don't have a mic.
You don't have a mic. This is how we treat the prodigal son.
So
Kurt, do you have a pun? Because you're so punny.
I always have a pun.
Oh, God, you guys. We have to give straight people their own voice and entertainment. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kurt.
Why do opera singers not like to sail?
Why do opera singers not like to sail? His puns are so bad, we can probably figure this out.
Not like to sail.
Because they're seas over the sea. What?
Sail.
Can't hit the high seas.
They can't hit the high seas. This is why you don't have a real microphone, Kurt. Also, welcome to the On the Rocks family. Greg Boyd, who will be buzzing around the studio, taking behind-the-scenes pics and video for our social media. Speaking of social media, like us on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks On Air, Facebook, On the Rocks Radio Show. Subscribe to us now on YouTube. Find us on the web at ontherocksradioshow.com. Send me an email. Book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I will be there. Info at ontherocksradioshow.com. Whew.
Have you been booked for a brisket?
A bris, well, unofficially. Make your travel plans for February 8th to the 11th to Palm Springs. I will be emceeing International Bear Convergence at the Hard Rock Hotel, and I'm filming with Bear World TV all 4 days. Yikes. So who knows what's going to happen?
It's going to be like that meme where you see like Mariah on a Friday and Mariah on like a Sunday.
And I'll be at Betty Ford, which is also in Palm Springs. I'll be at Betty Ford on the 12th. But come out, come visit me. Yeah, right. It's Bear Convergence International, so we're gonna have bears of all different languages. But we all speak the language of equality. But even if you're not a bear, you can come have fun. There's gonna be so many events at Hard Rock and throughout the city. Who knows what's gonna happen? Also, make sure you pay your cable bill because I'm coming to your homes on national TV very, very soon. Details to follow. I'm very excited. Thank you. Before we get the show on the road, a huge shout out to our sponsors. Of course, we are all drinking Mulholland Distilling. Mulholland Distilling is the LA-based alcohol owned by Walton Goggins, actor. He's the new villain in the Tomb Raider reboot, Ant-Man 2, and Maze Runner. Also, our friend Joanna Cassidy is also an owner. We had our big celebrity alcohol tasting right before the holidays, and they're coming back with even more celebrities. So drink Mulholland Distilling. In good times and bad, all will drink. If not water, then make it Mulholland Distilling. Go to mulhollanddistilling.com to hear the fantastic story behind the liquor. Also to Test Loop, the only way to travel in luxury from OC and LA to San Diego to Palm Springs. You ride in a Tesla and you charter. There's like 4 routes that leave every day. It's so comfortable and it's so affordable, you guys. So travel in that. Also Pride Shoes. Pride Shoes is a new sponsor for all of your Pride needs. They do the Pride flag. They do Bear flag shoes. So they're sending me some apparel to wear during Bear Convergence. But for all of our performers that perform at Pride, check out Pride Shoes. Also, Panache Optical Gallery. We love the gallery. They do all of the custom-made retro wear, cool new styles. Panache Optical Gallery. Look them up online. Also, our tried and true sponsor, Spunk Lube, from day one.
Yes.
Spunk Lube. A little dabble do you, gay, straight, in between. We all need a little rev up.
A little dabble do.
Yeah, a little dabble do. Okay, let me formally introduce my co-host for today. Welcome back, part of our On the Rocks family, cover, print, and runway model. Steven Dehler has enjoyed success gracing the pages of magazines and print ads representing products from all over the world. Most recently, he killed it at the LA Fashion Week finale at the Marco Marco show, which I had the benefit of going. He has also graced the 2018 DNA magazine calendar, which is DNA magazine is like the biggest international magazine for hot people in little clothing. And he's Mr. February, so he's coming up because your birthday's February 13th.
Yeah.
My birthday's February too. I'm February 2nd.
Is?
Yeah, Aquarius.
Yeah, 13th.
Oh,
No
second.
wonder.
I'm Aquarius. Yeah, Groundhog Day. My birthday.
Check out their Instagrams. None of these two gentlemen own any shirts.
Every once in a while, I like to throw people
Thin
off
shirt.
and just
Yeah.
like do like a spree of shoots where I had clothes on, and people are like, "What?"
You have like a see-through suit. You're like, going to a funeral. Click. Fun and funeral. Also, check out the new International Modus Vivendi campaign. We've showed some pictures up there. I just have to ask, in the last picture, you're wearing some like headgear. Is it like what's happening in this picture?
Where?
That one.
Oh, that was just a visor. But
Just a visor? Honey, that's not a visor. I don't see old people wearing that visor down Miami.
For the sun.
It's for the universe.
You do understand the concept of fashion, right? Where it starts off very like to the extreme, and then when it gets down to the masses, it whatever. It doesn't matter. You should have seen it.
Who are you talking to? I wear a black shirt to everything.
You should have posted the photo where I had like the Is this on my phone? It could be mine. The stylist.
Into the microphone, sweetie.
The stylist.
radio.
I know. Well, sorry about it.
La.
It's not as sensitive as your microphone. I'm almost like.
I have the Nathan Lane microphone.
I'm like real close to this one, making this one sound.
There's squishes back there in his microphone.
The wardrobe stylist actually like made like a mask where you had to where it was literally tied all the way around your face. It had all this design over the face of it, and then tied in the back, so you couldn't
Forget it.
And I had to be floating in the pool with that. So
Naturally.
very like almost.
God,
died.
models have such a tough life, you guys.
In the deep end.
Yeah, you want to get the shot. So if you die, whatever, you look good.
It's fashion.
Literally, when
That's
like,
the new look anyway.
God forbid, when you pass away, how are they going to pick one picture to put next to your casket? It's going to be like a digital revolver by that point.
By that time,
It'll be a
hopefully
hologram of you. Thank you for attending my funeral. Check out Modus Vivendi. Final endorsement paid for this funeral.
2017, it's
Yeah,
like 30
so
years
morbid. Anyway, also Steven
talking about
Dehler.
my death, yeah, great.
Yeah, no. Steven is also a consummate pianist. Who knew? Check out his videos on YouTube. We're going to take a look at a little bit of it in just a second. But the emails that I got for you, I get tons of emails, is how big is your closet, and do you get to keep the clothes you wear? Because you model a lot of things that are perfectly made for your body, and let's face it, like not everybody has your body, and a lot of underwear. No, but they're not going to reuse the underwear, right?
No, I mean, no. For it depends on the type of shoots I'm doing. For like the Modus Vivendi, I didn't keep any of the stuff because everything I was modeling were actual just the it was like product shots, so they were still
Like for visors?
Yeah, they were still in construction. Like they weren't like the actual products. It was just
So
sort
like
of
the sample
sample
got it.
sizes. I always get the sample stuff whenever I do product images because usually they don't necessarily fit correctly because they're finishing.
And they have to
it.
like tag them in the back.
Yeah,
And clip
and a
'em.
lot of times it might be the only copy that they have at that moment. So, because I just did a bunch of stuff for Marco, he has a new line coming out, and he has some really nice stuff. But
When's he going to come out with like a Husky Bear line?
That
Oh,
sounds like
please.
that's something you could ask.
They have
him
like a
directly.
fit guy back there. You're like, I'm a bear.
But he's-
Whatever.
Dexter
I am not
Mayfield
part
does-
of his creative development
Dexter
team,
Mayfield is modeling
so-
for Marco, and
Yeah,
he's a
like,
big guy.
Yeah,
Well, and on the
Dexter-
runway show was very diverse.
Yeah, he was, and he had his own episode of what was it, the Marco show on.
Yeah, I wasn't asked. Sorry. Yeah, moving on.
This model over here, she's.
I know. I love when I see a sign that says sample sale. I'm like, chocolate samples? I'm in. Like my sample sale's at Whole Foods. Like that's why I want my sample sale to be.
Costco.
Yeah. Don't even joke about Costco. I'm not allowed back. I'm like,
no.
dinner's here.
Oh, Jesus.
Wasn't that the gym though? Just going to Costco and just grabbing like, coming back with like. When was it? Make fun of him, Family Guy. He showed up with a mustache. I'm a different person. I didn't give a crap. I just would go back and just be like, I have another one. I'm
Well, they look at you and they're like, feed the poor white boy. You seen his waist? Like Sally Struthers is showing up at your house to
Don't
feed
be
you.
poor.
Yeah. So this is our music episode. So I wanted to show a little bit. A lot of people just know you for your modeling work, but they don't know. Like here's a candid YouTube video of here at your piano. Must have been a really hot day. But let's take a little peek as to the end of Claire de Lune by Mr. Steven Dehler.
You're so funny.
Okay.
And he's moving to the music, you guys.
You can see that.
But more importantly, not wearing a shirt.
WC was like, the way it was meant to be, no shirt.
And a baseball
Gorgeous.
cap backwards.
That piano was one lucky piano. I'm telling you, that piano's like to the other pianos. Look who plays me!
She's done well
Oh,
for me.
and she gets up.
yeah.
God.
By the way,
That was back before I know. That's just like 2012. That video.
You realize
It's
everybody's
old.
slow mode right when you walked.
I know. Everyone's like
That's what
pausing.
everybody's pause it in
They didn't
slow
have-
mode.
I didn't know how to edit videos back then, so I just literally would just like tape a video on my phone and then
Oh
just
yes.
post it.
Here's my perfect like V line. No, but it's so funny because we're going to talk about social media. All of your piano YouTube clicks when you're shirtless, it's like
Way higher.
It's like triple, and then there's like a shirt one of you, and it's barely a shirt, and then it's like. Does that frustrate you that your fans really interact with you when your clothes come off?
Well,
I have the same problem.
I don't know what YouTube's algorithm is, but I know that Instagram, if I'm wearing less clothing, it doesn't even. If I'm wearing less clothing, it reaches more people. Like it doesn't even
Yeah.
get sent out to people if I have a shirt on. Like it's a fraction of the amount of likes or even the amount of people that see it. So it's, I mean, at this point, I'm just like, I just do whatever I want to do. If I want to do a shirtless photo and play the piano shirtless or do that, then I'm gonna do it. If I want to wear clothes and do it, then I'll do that too. And I have both, so it just depends on how I feel.
All right. Well, thank you for being here and showing off your wares.
My non-wear.
Yeah, we're going to start the show off with everybody chiming in. We do a pop culture segment here with Steven Dehler when he visits. Today, it's all about music. Kurt, take it away. Oh. It's fancy.
On the Rocks is proud to present Pop on the Rocks, your daily dose of Dehler with your host, Steven Dehler, bringing us the latest dish in pop culture. Take it away, Steven. I'll be in the corner drinking.
I can't hear myself when I speak, so...
Yeah, we're going to turn up the sound. We just got the comment.
Yeah,
sound is a
yeah.
little low,
No.
so we're going to turn up the sound.
Yeah, I have to get real. Okay, that's better. I don't have to like
That's what I was
Hello?
deep throat this
Oh, there it goes.
microphone.
There we go. All right, we're better.
Okay.
That was for all the Helen Keller listeners. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, since we had our winter break,
Yes.
I thought I'd start with our girl Brittany, since she's our introductor.
Yay!
But well, she kind of ruined part of my rumor mill today, because the rumor mill was that she was planning a 3-minute Super Bowl commercial, where she had this secret project going on. Part of that commercial was going to be that she's announcing her world tour, but she went ahead and did that today. She announced her world tour, so she's doing she's in the UK and the East Coast.
Is it going to be a new show from Planet
but
Hollywood?
She's going to take the Vegas show on tour, and then I
So
think
it's the same show.
yeah, it's going to be the same show, but maybe a couple of new things. So she is planning on releasing new music this year. She's actually releasing new music this year. Christina Aguilera is going to be finally releasing new music this year.
That poor girl. Her music is so good, and her last 2 albums were so good, and nobody's listening to it.
Yeah, she's working with the same people that she worked with on
Stripped.
Yeah. So,
wow.
so
I love me some
so,
Christina.
Yeah, and it's been like what, 6 years since Lotus, I think. Something like
God,
that.
has it really been that long?
I think it's been longer than
God,
that.
you guys, I'm so
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
Wow.
I think she posted. I like what you went for Brady Christina, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We're going to Justin next, so we're gonna go through the whole Mickey Mouse Club. But someone posted. It's a post-it note said "Dear," and then it was Christina Aguilera on her actual Walk of Fame star, and then it says when's like really like I don't know what it said, but it said basically like when's the next album, and then she reposted that saying coming soon. So finally,
Her PR person went to her star and did that.
Took a
Let's
photo.
just be honest about this. Okay.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Probably.
She Ubered down to Hollywood Boulevard herself, and she's like,
No, I
grab
don't
a hot
know.
dog while I'm here.
Stands are pretty crazy. I wouldn't put it past someone to actually have already
True,
done
true,
that.
true, true.
But speaking of Vegas residencies, Lady Gaga has a new residency there. And Justin Timberlake was recently asked, because I'm going to be segueing into the Super Bowl. Justin Timberlake recently was asked, what does he think about residencies? And he said, well, it feels like you're planning your retirement.
Yes, that's what I
That
think.
is that's
shade.
not good for him to say that.
I know, but
Yeah,
I just-
I'm pretty sure that Lady Gaga's planning like just happily skipping to the bank with her $100 million deal.
Yeah,
that
when
she
was
did
Justin's
for
last
J-Lo
hit?
too.
shows.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
J-Lo.
big deal.
Britney's now going on a world tour and being asked to go back to Vegas, so I'm pretty sure they're doing just
Number
fine.
one, they're being asked. Sorry, Justin.
Well, speaking of planning your retirement, Justin has some new music. And
How come you didn't use the air quotes when you said music?
Oh, snap.
well, I don't know if you've heard
Has
it.
anybody heard it?
I've heard it.
Did we have
What do you
snippets
think?
of it?
You like it? I'm not a fan actually. Have you guys heard it? Didn't you like-
I heard a
was alright.
snippet.
Filthy, I wasn't really a fan of.
It's kind of country.
It's really weird.
Supplies, I
Country-ish.
was like, okay.
Casey, is it country-ish?
No,
to
not
me.
filthy.
No, there's just no,
not
it's not
filthy.
melodic.
Closer to the microphone,
To
Casey.
me, it's more like the pop country, but that's not country to me
No,
either.
well, I feel like he's just
Pop
taking.
country.
Pop country.
I think he's taking the best part of what he had with like Sexy Back in that era, because he is working with
Yeah.
the same people that he worked with then. But it's
Melodic less.
yeah.
There's
it's-
no melodic
I think it's very
structure.
overproduced. Like
Ooh.
Well, it feels
super,
like a
super-
repeat of what he did, except not as well.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Or
So
melodic.
That review's going to be on his album.
I say
by the way.
melodic?
Casey Lansdale says, yes.
Oh man.
I haven't
so
heard it. I haven't
who's
heard it
super
yet.
excited for the Super Bowl
Yeah,
because he's going to
sometimes,
be headlining the Super Bowl.
But he's never been known for his voice, let's just be honest. He's known for his presence and his talent.
But he had good music. He had good songs.
He has
But
a
it
good
wasn't
vo-
about his voice, though.
He has a good voice, though.
Really?
I think he's
You didn't think it was about his voice? He had a
He has
unique
very,
sound.
for
very
sure.
good tone.
Yeah, I don't think everyone.
He had a
really-
sound.
Yeah.
He sounds
good
like Mickey
pick.
Mouse had sex with a dolphin.
I don't think anyone ever complained.
It's still a
about
sound.
it. Oh my gosh. But you know when it's Justin Timberlake though.
He has really good pitch.
Yeah, he does have perfect pitch.
Really good pitch.
And he
Yeah,
can play
he does.
any instrument.
Yeah.
He can play a pair of spoons.
You play a Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Play the pair of buns.
Are we going to talk about Janet, though?
Yeah, well, actually, a part of that
Super Bowl?
goes along with. So supposedly today it came out that anything could change, but currently he's not planning on doing a little NSYNC reunion, which everyone was kind of looking forward to.
Especially the rest of NSYNC, they're like, I got rent to pay.
Oh, it's so true. And then he said that there's no plans to work with Janet's not going to be there, but apparently he was asked about that again, and he said that they made their peace with the whole situation.
Oh.
I'm sure he has. I'm sure he's made his peace with it. I don't know if she has.
She's past it. She's doing her own thing. She looks great.
Well, no, I mean, like, well, she got into so much more trouble than he did with that whole situation. But,
Yeah. And why?
Why'd that come back up
Why?
again? Why the whole?
Because he's doing the Super Bowl.
Because he's doing the
'cause
Super Bowl.
he's doing-
Yeah.
So they were thinking that maybe she'll come back and do like a little cameo with him.
Let's
you
do another
know?
tit cameo. Do the other tit this
Well,
time.
that's what they were saying. You
I
almost
would
killed
love
Tom Goss,
that.
by the way.
I would love
The
that.
funny thing is,
That's
if that
okay.
happened now, it would not create as huge a ruckus as it did when it did
Right.
happen, which is funny. No one would care. No one would care now. There's way other things.
It'd be
that
funny if they came back on stage though, and like his like crotch piece fell out or something.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be?
That would be worth it.
Talking about equality, that is just
Right.
equal.
That's
Come on.
right.
Yeah,
Tit and dick quality.
Yeah.
If she ripped off his pants.
Yes.
Cock matters.
Yeah.
Cock matters.
Oh,
man.
this is a classy show.
All right, I wouldn't go that far.
They said assy show. Sorry.
The Jack is talking.
Yeah.
Speaking of country, I'm going to talk about Kylie Minogue. She released her latest single called Dancing. I don't know if you've heard it, but it is inspired from her trip to Nashville. So her new album is country pop. She's country inspired. What do you think about that? It's very...
Well, what do you
Kylie
think,
Minogue?
I mean,
Casey?
Well,
yeah.
I haven't heard it, so I don't have an opinion
we have a
on the
snippet of
actual.
it?
No, we don't have a
No.
snippet because we'll get sued. But
but it's a snippet that they've already released online, though. That she released.
oh, okay.
It's like on Breathe Heavy or something.
No, but as a country singer, and I know we're going to talk about this as one of our topics. As a country artist, do you appreciate that some pop people will be exposed to some of the country sound to maybe draw more fans to the country world?
And she's Australian, too.
Honestly, for me, if people are buying music, that's the point. It doesn't matter what kind of music it is or who's buying it. As long as somebody's buying music, that means what we're all doing has a home. Do I think that country music now is what I think of as country that I grew up as? No, but what's playing now or what I grew up in, the 90s, that's not what my dad listened to when he was growing up country. So it's all kind of cyclical, and it's hard to say one is country and one is not. I think phrasing it the way you did, country inspired, that suits me better because to me, most of it sounds like pop, which is okay, but I just call it pop country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a purist.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been in it, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely different tiers of country music,
Right.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's bro country, there's Texas country, there's red dirt country, there's pop. And the country audience seems to embrace those labels. So it doesn't seem, it's not like mean to say pop country or country. It's just like that's what it is. That's how they're going to label it.
Is bluegrass like country, or is it bluegrass considered like completely separate?
It's like a derivative.
Because I love
So
bluegrass.
there's like folk and bluegrass,
Yeah.
and those are all in the country wheelhouse.
Yeah,
But still
yeah.
not exactly.
Gotcha. I love bluegrass.
Well, and like country to Kylie Minogue is like some like British like ranch house. She's like, "Hello, governor." Like that's her country.
I like her though.
Oh, I love her. And
Yeah,
talk
she
about
always has an
something that's
anthem.
resilient. Yeah.
Yeah. She's always remained relevant, at least to the gay community.
She looks
Gays
damn
Yeah,
good.
she looks amazing.
Very good.
Yeah, she hasn't aged a day. But we'll see if she has an anthem this year. But
yeah,
it's a risky move. But hey, good for her for reinventing herself.
Yeah.
All right, so we're ready for the shade of the week.
Shady moment of the week, y'all.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah. Whenever I'm with Casey, by the way, I keep saying y'all. Like I never ever say it, and it just literally comes out. Okay.
You're welcome.
Ain't that special? All right, the shade of the week is Sierra versus everybody, basically, because she basically so she posted a photo. It was a GIF. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so she told women basically that they have to level up if they want to get married, if they want to find a man.
Level up?
Level up. Yeah, level up. She posted a video, and it says, and the caption of it says, "Too many women want to be married, but you're walking in the spirit of, quote, girlfriend." And then she said, #level up. which is as like to the reason why she is now married and other people aren't.
Well, she needs to that outfit needs to level up because that's horrible.
That was not
Right?
In today's like day and age, when we're really talking about equality and we're respecting women as they always should have been respected, I mean, is that a great statement for womankind?
It's a strange statement. It doesn't make sense.
Does that
She
mean
was
that
drunk, y'all.
I don't understand it.
She was on vacation
drunk,
when she
y'all.
said that. Yeah, what is the y'all?
I don't know.
Crushing it.
Okay,
Doing
so
But what's
great.
with that outfit though? That outfit needs a level up. What is that?
This is a
But
huge
here
thinking
we're
game
talking
gonna do.
about, and do you notice whenever we talked about any of the singers that we just talked about, we all commented about how they looked.
Yeah.
Oh
I
shoot!
didn't. I didn't.
I don't think
Except for Kasey Lansdale.
we didn't talk about we didn't talk about Justin, Brittany, or Christina and how they looked at all.
Didn't we?
No, we didn't.
Oh, I said Christina looked great.
Yeah, but we didn't really go into discussion about how they looked. So I just want to give us some credit.
Okay, all right. I did.
But speaking about how Sierra looks, and I'm just kidding. But but when someone says level up, does that mean that who she got together with is better than her? Like, is that
sounds
what
like she had a
like she has to
person.
like the level up to get to his standard? It just doesn't ever sound.
Or that
Or
she
maybe-
traded up. I think it's she traded up.
She cannot, because she's married to
I think
Russell
I-
Wilson, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I think she was
he's
just-
amazing, but
Yeah.
you can. It also could just be that she thinks really highly of marriage, so she has leveled up.
It's a
her
perspective.
idea of
Yeah,
herself.
she needs perspective.
Like, I'm now married. I'm like at a different plane where I'm growing
Right.
as a person.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily an
I don't
insult.
People
I
attacked
don't
her for
think.
it.
I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Well, I don't think that she. I don't think that she went. I don't think she said it correctly. Like the way.
Well,
that
she also
Right.
didn't clarify.
You
so how do we
can't just say
know?
level
Level
up.
up,
and just-
I know.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't
I am
make
done
sense.
with
The
what
whole
I'm saying
thing.
and
I
just
don't.
go with
You
Yeah,
could level
so-
up on Legend of
so
Zelda. Like, just level up.
That's all
that's
I'm
what-
doing
that's
is playing the new one.
Maybe she just means like yeah.
You're ready. Are you ready?
I'm becoming a
She's
better
just saying
person.
play more
New stage
video
of
games,
life,
guys.
et cetera. Yeah, naturally.
Well, we should all level up. We should try to be
Mario.
better person tomorrow than we are today, right?
Yeah, I don't want to read the responses because they were hilarious.
She got
But if you
torn
want,
apart.
if you want to look them up, they were.
Why?
They were,
See, why are people so vicious for? I mean,
It's social media.
taking
you
something out of
can.
context. I
Yeah.
mean, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
well,
Christ.
then,
People
but don't put yourself in a situation where you get taken out of context that easily. She ain't.
Right.
She's not new at this.
And then look what I just did. I criticized her in her outfit. So I mean, she's to level up that outfit. I mean,
I second
what am I
that.
talking about?
Every-
You're so vicious.
Exactly the reason why too. I don't think a lot of people necessarily mean to be mean, but everyone's trying
It's
to. find a
human
read now.
nature.
Everyone's trying to be the next funny person that's going to go viral from that
that's-
funny comment.
I
you
think
know?
that's what it
Right.
is more. It's funny to be mean, and so let's be the first person.
that comes. Up
And let's just get offended about it all the time too. That's what's happening now. We're all getting offended by everything.
It's
I just
our-
wish it would go to the red
it's our
carpets. Red
PC
carpet, like E-Entertainment red carpets are so boring now that I don't even watch them. Remember when they used to be?
I
They're
agree.
so afraid.
I agree. They
That's
need
just
me
it.
there.
So afraid
Yes,
to say something.
you and
Yeah.
me, girl. Joan Rivers back from the dead.
Your
my
shoes
date
are racist.
Next time.
All shoes matter. High heels, low heels, platforms.
Can I get that on a T-shirt, please?
Yes.
all shoes matter.
And it was like a sad flat shoe.
Maybe. Not.
And
Who
we just
knows?
lost
That's
our,
better.
you guys, and we just lost our job.
Oh no! And we just lost our sponsorship for
Yeah, we
flat
lost
shoes.
all of our fans. We lost
Yeah.
everything with that comment. But that's
Just blame it on me. I
everybody's
started it.
Everybody's really sensitive right now. It's just
Yeah,
the way it is.
you know, and it's very true. And we should be sensitive, but at the same time, like, and it's such a fine line. I joke with my friends about everything,
Yeah.
and I have to sometimes think twice when I say something because it's like my friends get what I'm saying. But we still shouldn't be introducing certain things out into the.
I don't know. It's not
open.
1950. People need just to lighten up a little bit more and just be more respectable and
Yeah,
be in
but
love.
political climate could be considered 1950.
I would agree.
Anyway, all right. So let's get the show on. Let's get this show on the road. You guys, we are talking about fun topics, serious topics about all aspects of the music industry, from the business aspect, from being on stage, backstage, on the road, social media, everything. So let me formally introduce our guests. I'm so excited to have this panel, but it's like old friends. It's like we're just hanging out.
Yes.
Kasey Lansdale, singer Kasey Lansdale, is also known for her work as an author, editor, actress, and producer, as well as host and founder of the East Texas Songwriters Workshop. Her full-length debut titled Restless was released on Blue Siren Records with executive producer John Carter Cash, and she was recognized by the Country Music Association as Spotlight Star of the Month and has literally toured the globe, opened for Winona Judd, and has been featured on Sundance Channel's most popular program, Happen Leonard, as well as on the Animal Planet, where she performed her new single, Living in the Moment, live on TV. on the award-winning show Finding Bigfoot. She literally sang the song to Bigfoot and the Forest. It was awesome, you guys. Check out that clip
That's
on YouTube.
epic, huh?
Awesome.
That is amazing.
My life is right on track.
Yeah. Man. Hey, when you perform for a mythical creature, you know,
I mean, the unicorns loved it, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you guys, it's like
She must have crazy parties, y'all.
and there's a crazy other career. She's also a horror story novelist and has written a number of titles, including The Case of the Bleeding Wall. Novelist Joe Lansdale.
Oh.
I had the absolute pleasure of singing Son of a Preacher Man as a duet at my last cabaret, where she stole the spotlight. She was fabulous. Please welcome Kasey Lansdale to the show. Also returning to the show is pop star and Billboard dance chart topper Ricky Rebel. Ricky has toured with 98 Degrees, Jessica Simpson, Aaron Carter, O-Town, Destiny's Child, and oh yes, my friends, Britney Spears. Wow. He has played in just about every venue you can think of, and his videos are steaming up the internet. He's also a fashion writer for US Weekly, and I have had the absolute pleasure of seeing him perform, and we even shared a stage and backstage at Out at the Fair at San Diego County Fair. Ricky's current LP, The New Alpha, which we're going to talk about what that means, made the UK's Louder Than War coveted top 75 albums of 2017. Welcome back, Ricky Rebel.
Thank you.
I used to say Ricky Rebel, by the way, because I was so fancy. And you're like, it's Rebel. Okay.
Your next cocktail. Can I get a Ricky Rebel?
Rebel.
There you
Oh,
go.
tie in with Mulholland.
Branding.
Yeah, we're going to have the Z LaLa and then the Ricky Rebel. Speaking of Z LaLa, born and raised in Los Angeles, Z LaLa began singing at the age of 5 years old, coming from a background of talented opera singers and drama performers. By the age of 14, she began to record in different studios and worked with different producers until she found her own very distinctive style. She has been recognized for her musical and artistic prowess by leading industry figures, such as Charles Tomei of David Bowie and The Who, Mark Williams of Madonna, Janet Jackson, and many, many others. She is also well known for her eccentric costumes, and her appearance at the Billboard Music Awards received attention from publications such as, of course, Billboard, E! News, Business Insider, Yahoo, and various others that featured Z LaLa's outfit on their worst dressed list. Oh. But hey, we feel good about it. Yes.
Yes.
Her appearance at the Latin Grammy Awards also generated buzz for her notable look from new outlets such as the Washington Post and Latina Magazine. Please welcome Z LaLa.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
You're pretty.
Tom Goss, whose costumes are not as elaborate, is an unabashed romantic known for his expressive and personal songs about love and longing. A self-taught musician and songwriter, Tom has performed to tens of thousands in the U.S. and Europe and has been heard on ABC, HBO, and several independent films. A dynamic performer, Tom has performed over 1,000 shows in 100 cities and 6 countries. In addition to performing, he has garnered worldwide attention for his inventive and engaging music videos. Son of a Preacher Man, you have to talk about Son of a Preacher Man, and one of my favorites, Bears, is so good, you guys. We're going to watch a little bit of that. In total, his videos have accumulated over 9 million views and have been featured in Huffington Post, The Daily Beast, Pink News, Univision, The Advocate, Out, Logo, Towel Road, Queer Tea, and After Ellen. And part of the bear community, he self-identifies as a salmon. And I was like, what is a salmon? A salmon swims. No, the bears keep grabbing at the young, smooth, hairless salmon. He's a salmon, y'all.
I never said young. I only have hair
I'm
on
a salmon.
I only have hair here. Okay.
I don't think it's real because your beard's starting to like come off. You're like a fake bear.
Yeah, no, it's real.
You're an undercover salmon.
That bear community, they keep adding new words every year.
Yeah, it's like I'm a peacock. What?
That's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A peacock?
Yeah.
It is?
It's like a very fashionably, colorfully dressed gay
Ricky
man.
Rebel is a peacock then.
Ricky Rebel is definitely a peacock.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, she wrote it. All right.
All right.
I'm a Gomez
talented.
Adams in the bear world. That's what I am. Last and certainly not least, Scott Cruz is a singer-songwriter who is allergic to wearing shirts on Instagram. His music can be categorized as a mix of Queen, Adam Lambert, and Guns N' Roses. Yes. He produces, sings, writes, and performs his own instruments and has performed at the House of Blues and the Conga Room. He's also a celebrity clairvoyant with clients around the nation, and he has been featured in 2 seasons of Bravo TV's The Real Housewives of Orange County. Scott's new single, Rescue, is currently hitting the radio waves across the country. Please welcome Scott Cruz.
And he sounds like George Michael.
That one too, yeah. I heard that twice, a couple times.
Love it.
Well, I love it. I'm like, how many times have I clicked on your damn YouTube videos? I'm like, click,
I don't
click,
know.
click,
I
click.
don't know.
All right, so we have so many things to discuss, so we're just gonna willy nilly, and then in between we're gonna showcase some of your videos, and then we're ending the show with a live performance by Miss Kasey Lansdale.
Yes, all right.
Kylie, are you listening? What if she steals your song?
I can live with it.
Yeah, it's Kylie Minogue. Hello.
You should do a cover. Oh my God! You know what you should do is a cover of Locomotion, and then release it, and then send it to her, because it's Worlds Crossing.
You know what? Next time we hang, I'll just float it. I'll be like, Kylie, listen, we got this idea. It's gonna be good.
I have to tell you, half
Take
of
it
my
easy.
life is pitching ideas to Kasey, and she's like, yeah. Okay, I gotta go to Tennessee. See ya. All right. So I got this email in so many different ways. What social media platform is working for you guys? And I'm sure it's all different as to which one works. First off, I want to know. Does Facebook even matter anymore? I know we all
No.
post to Facebook, but nobody's engaging on Facebook.
Facebook's dead, man.
So then why are we still
We don't like it.
using it? You don't have to raise your hand.
I
Kasey.
feel like my people on Facebook, because I tend to have an older crowd, the country music crowd, they tend to still interact mostly on Facebook.
Okay, I
Oh,
have a
wow.
question. I have a question. Do you use your page or your profile to speak with them?
Page.
Your page is active. Good for you.
You don't even have like a self-profile, do you?
No.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier to.
Or
to-
you
to have
blocked
a,
me.
A more of a
I was like,
engaging
this-
profile than a page.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're also doing a transition right now where it's going to be harder for people who have pages, if less people are actively interacting with you, for you to be seen by them.
Yeah, well,
Right.
they keep changing. Every time I get a system, they change the algorithm. And I
Yep.
actually took some time off from like December to now because it's just been a lot with what's going on in the world and
Yeah.
social media. It's been
Yeah.
heavy. So I took some time and now I'm posting again, trying to post regularly. And I can see that my engagement has dropped. I was actually talking about that tonight. And it does matter to stay consistent, but I don't know that it matters one way or another on platform unless you know your age. Like the younger people, they tend to
Yeah.
be on Instagram. Middle and up, they tend to be still interactive on Facebook.
How about Snapchat? Is Snapchat still happening?
I've never even
Yeah.
got mine
I've never-
started.
It's-
No,
is
people,
it?
people love it,
Yeah.
but I'm too old for it.
Yeah.
I don't like
even
It's
it.
get
good for
it.
the
It's
filters.
confusing.
It's
It's-
fun for the filter. I use it just for the photos, basically, because you can put like the Halloween or
But do
the
your fans
theme,
engage with
Christmas.
you on Snapchat?
just a bunch of nudes. No, seriously,
That's
they'll
engaging.
throw you nudes everywhere on Snap.
I'm
That's
on
what
the
it's
wrong
for.
thing. What is I'm snapping incorrectly.
Am I right? Those you? I'm
No,
sure you get
I've
a
only
zillion.
I've only used Snapchat once, and that was like 2 years ago.
And then I sent him a nude.
couldn't. I haven't been. I
If
just.
you- it would just be a bunch
'Cause, like, I don't
of
want
I
that.
couldn't get into it. I like.
Yeah.
Every
I
time I look
can't-
at-
penises, just
Same
all
here.
your feet. That's what you're gonna get.
I get
I'm like,
pictures of
I-
people
I
sending me
heard-
pictures of their cocktails, not their anything else. I'm in the
I
wrong
get that
radio
in, like
show.
random messages on Instagram and Facebook. I don't need another outlet for people to send me their unsolicited.
Snapchat
photos.
is dirty.
Oh yeah, I know that. Definitely for the gay
Compared to all of
community.
them- compared
for
to all of them.
sure.
So then
Yeah.
what platforms are you receiving the most interaction and the most bang for your buck in terms of what you're outputting? So, Kasey, for you, it's Facebook still.
I think Facebook still.
Well, and I have the same as Kasey because my audience tends to skew middle aged as well. So my older audience definitely engages with me a lot on Facebook. I'm always engaging, but my younger audience engages with me on Instagram.
Same.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely
Same
like
here.
a demographic
Same
thing.
here.
Yeah.
And then Twitter's just random.
Right.
Twitter's just
Yeah.
so all over the place.
I think Instagram is the most powerful, but the same as Katie and you. I have Kasey. Sorry. I have a lot of fans, my older fans on Facebook. I got to stay active for them.
Your Instagram followers, I have to say, of all the other profiles, they're always so nice. And, you know,
Yeah.
I see a lot of hate on other people's Instagrams, but your listeners are so respectful. What do
Yeah.
you attribute that to?
I think I'm very kind. Once people get to know me and they follow me,
Once
on,
they get to know you.
I could come off like a bitch on the carpet. I'm very confident, and people think I'm but I'm actually really nice, and I reply to messages. I'm not that good at messages. I reply to comments, but once in a while I take 15 minutes to sit down and go through my messages. Allow, because they're blocked if you're not following them.
Yeah,
But
that's a pain.
Instagram is the most powerful, I think, platform right now. But Facebook still. Don't underestimate it. People are
It just
still on
seemed like my
Facebook.
numbers, like Case, like you were saying, engagement has just dropped, and I'm
But
doing
mine
the
did.
same
they
thing.
literally went out. With
My
the
likes
new-
have grown, but everything else is not.
Because they literally went out with their new algorithm within like this last week, where they're starting to slowly implement it on Facebook, where they're actually
I
making
heard
it
about
on
that.
purpose, where it's like, oh, they wanted to make it more about you interacting with your friends and your family, and not about random ads and random pages.
No, but
I don't like my friends or my family, so how's that going to work?
I know,
Right.
right? Well, the thing is too, it's like it's based on how much you actively engage with other profiles, which for me, I look at plenty of stuff that I see on Instagram and Facebook that I don't necessarily comment on or like, but I still want to see that.
Right.
That means that stuff is going to be stopped being seen because you haven't actively.
That's true.
seen
I
it.
scroll a lot, and I very rarely.
I never scroll. And that's probably
Please.
I don't really. Just Instagram is my main thing.
So what is your process? Do you
Facebook,
guys
though.
sit down at the beginning of the week and decide what you put out? Because Scott, your Instagram is very calculated. Kurt, can you play some of
Gosh,
his last pictures?
So calculated.
These are all your. No, I don't mean calculated in a bad way, but you have planned
No,
out.
it is. It is. Yeah, it's very calculated.
Like this girls, like you are taking a lot of stuff just with your iPhone X, but they all have a theme and they're very like modeled. This is one of my favorite pictures. But do you guys plan out the week ahead, or do you plan out your looks like Scott does?
So in the beginning of this year, I had to do 1 post a day. And same, it's very, you have to be careful because if you stop engaging, you start losing followers. They want to know every second what you're doing. Then I'll tell you what happened. I got really busy. It became every 2 days. Then it became once a week. And now I'm working
Once
on
a week is death.
It's death. Now I'm working on my album, so it's once every week and a half. And I promise, guys, I'm going to get back at it. I got a fan writing to me last week saying, LaLa, did anything happen to you? Are you dead? Are you alive? And they wait. And even a few fans that I saw in West Hollywood the other day, they said, you have to stay active. We need to hear from you every day. Why don't you do a photo shoot and post 1 picture a day? I'm like, no. I'm like, I have a lot of stuff I've done, but it's a task. Social media is a task.
It's work.
I actually have like photos for the future to post too. Like
Because you plan your whole week,
Exactly.
right?
I can't. Yeah, because I have to
you
have
have
it ahead of time. Otherwise, I'm
Yes.
like going crazy. Having
agree.
To,
You know what
That's-
I do? I like
yeah,
to,
That's good.
I like to do buffer. I'm like a buffer guy now.
Yeah, buffer's cool.
So
What's
I do like
buffer?
Buffer is a thing you can put all of your
post schedule
posts
art.
for like a week or 2 weeks in
Posted.
advance, and you put on which time you want each one to do. So it'll do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Buffer.
Pinterest,
Hootsuite used to do
Google
that.
Plus,
Yeah.
and all of them.
Hootsuite.com.
On Monday, and I want to post like a selfie with them on Friday. I could have a fight with them Thursday, and then I'll be like, that's not coming out.
Well, you could stop it before
You
it,
could
it,
stop
it
it.
gets released.
Hashtag true story.
Really strange
That is
fear.
funny.
It's
It is a very strange.
That
Yeah,
is
she's right.
fear that you have.
I bet it's not that strange.
Very specific for
Alexander.
Yes.
I've actually totally flipped in the past 2 months how I've used Instagram, and I'm doing the opposite of what all of you say you're supposed to do.
What?
And what you are doing. And I used to post every single day, and I kind of had the similar situation as you guys. Like my shirtless pictures were getting tons of engagement, and as an artist, I've struggled with that for years. You know what I mean? And so I've really made a conscious decision that's not even going up. Like I'm not taking a picture to take a
for you.
picture, even though it has engagement. And instead, I've really focused on really crafting a story about my artistic journey with every single post.
Good.
And so my posting has gone from once a day to once a week, maybe once every week and a half. And my engagement has honestly doubled.
I believe it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Everybody
they want
has-
quality.
You're really
Yeah.
pulling people into your story
Yeah.
rather than giving them just a real quick look. You know, and
See,
I've
that's
been
why
really
that's why it's
successful
been
in that.
complicated for me because it's like I can't just post something random like I'm eating chicken coffee. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So like
See,
I have
but I
to,
love that. I like
have
to
to create
see
a story.
my stars that I love. Someone has their phone. There you go.
Yeah.
I like to see my stars that way. I like to see my Hollywood stars having a cup of coffee just like I do. I really like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it when it's so fabricated.
I feel weird
Margot,
doing it.
so-
But I have a real serious problem. Like what you guys say is like when I'm creating really substantial and impactful art, and then people aren't engaging with it. But when I'm taking a picture that's shirtless,
Right.
people are engaging with it. And as an artist, like as a
Pisses you
non-commodity, that pisses. I am not a commodity. I'm a person that has really great art and a message, and
Sure.
I have something to say, and I want people to pay attention to that. So I've really been focusing on this is what you need to pay attention to. And I'm happy to lose followers, but I'm not. I'm gaining followers like crazy.
Yeah.
That's what
gaining
the
the followers that you attract.
Every day, and I was constantly, I had a story, and I was following the hashtags, Throwback Thursdays, and that was working and getting engagement. I was seeing the growth, but I did an experiment because, like I said, the last couple months I've just been kind of over it. And I wasn't posting, and then and if you go back and you see, it's mainly like me in stretchy pants, and like sometimes there's a cat there, and then there's music. Like it's a very
for me, 10
calm
cats.
situation. And then I thought, well, let me do an experiment, and I posted a picture of me fully. I'd done a shoot, so I had hair, makeup done.
Oh, I saw that.
And that
it
got
was
more
gorgeous.
and that got
'Cause
more
it was so
interaction,
different.
but it had nothing to do with anything I was. It was just
Yeah.
like I'm pretty today. I took a bath. Yay! And then I'll post something after that's like, here's a clip of me doing something that's, related to my work. And it's like, cricket.
Yeah.
And it is a little offensive because I appreciate that people are responsive to the effort that I make to stay healthy and stay fit and go to photo shoots, and all of that is a skill, and there's a team there. But there's more to it than just the way you look, and it's very hard to kind of power through that, especially when you see certain comments that are just only involved in like, oh, you look pretty. I'm like, well, did you listen to the music? Did you turn that shit on? Or you just want to look at me, which... It's like it's hard to say that without sounding shitty.
I noticed
and
though.
I feel like the Instagram is giving, and because of the algorithm that they've created for us, because I think it's giving all of us a lot of a misconception as to, because then I'll post something that won't be like shirtless or anything like that, but it's something of like a quality, more of quality, and that'll get a ton more interactions because the right people are being interactive with it, which causes that to expand. It's exponential kind of thing.
It plays with your head though, because we've had a lot of Instagram stars on the show, and they come on the show, and this is no offense to them, but they're not entertainment people. They don't know how to perform. They don't know how to present. They don't really have a talent per se.
Right.
And it's so weird. They're famous in the Instagram bubble.
Do you know
but
what
they
I
can't
noticed?
even like go to the library.
Yeah, do you know what I noticed though? Because when I look at people who actually are on Instagram, like how their interaction is like this. And they're like got that
people
thumb
like
thing down.
just
Yeah,
flipping
they
it.
don't-
They're not
they don't-
really.
they don't look at it. They
They're
just
not
click,
really
click,
viewing the
It's like
content.
the episode of Black Mirror.
They're just really quickly. So it's like if you have a video or if you have something of quality to watch, they're just going to browse through it and then maybe look at the preview. And so I've noticed people being that. I would say.
I know what Instagram does
OCD.
now, because now like you can post photos, multiple at once. Let's say you actually post it in a way that. Like I've been doing photos where I have an image that's a landscape photo, so I cut it in half and I make it so that when you swipe, it's one long photo.
And
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Which is uncomfortable for me as your friend, because I'm like, oh, there's Steven.
And then there's
Do I
my ass,
swipe?
yeah. But
do.
no, whatever. But but the thing is that now Instagram post decides which photo that is going to be the one that person sees first. So you might actually just see my ass first, and you would be like, what? I have to scroll this way to see your face.
Would be the first time. Oh, there's Steven Dehler.
You probably would recognize ass before anything else. But yeah. So now they're like, oh wait, you wanted to be a little bit more artistic with how you post your photos. Cool, we're gonna mess that up too, and be like, now the photo that's posted isn't the first one that you put up in your lineup of images.
I noticed that.
I feel ambivalent about it. I feel both ways about it. I think that sex sells always. Madonna capitalized on it. A lot of artists capitalize on it. So I think if you got it, flaunt it. But then, like, throw them curveballs. Like today,
Absolutely.
I played the acoustic guitar. I'm like shaking because I'm like nervous and shit because I don't know. Sorry for cussing. I don't normally do that, because I'm so used to giving something. I think the fans just want to see you in a vulnerable environment.
In contrast,
whatever that is for you.
Right, but in contrast of like the sexual stuff, they love seeing a vulnerable
so
side.
if you're
That
used to
could be what
taking
the fans
up-
want to see, but what I'm
if
saying
you're
is that
used
you
to
don't even
taking
get
up
to, they don't even get to see it because of what's already been chosen
Right.
for them to be
As your
seen.
algorithm.
So this is a follow-up question then, is how much do you share with your fans? Like, Ricky, I've never seen you eat a hot dog. Kasey, I've never seen you, like, drunk at a club.
You'll never see that from me. I'll never
No.
do that.
So, but it's like, how much do we share with our fans? We want to engage, but how much is too much? Or should we really engage more as to who we really are? Or do we keep it smoke and mirrors?
Well, I shared eating a turkey leg all by myself with my
Girl,
man.
nobody believes that. It was photoshopped. It was like a protein bar, and they photoshopped like a turkey leg.
You know me too well, right? But I think also
CJ.
think about two things: live news, like going live now, is so big,
Yes.
and also the time that you post. What's up with all this 8 o'clock? And I'm like, and I notice I'm like, God, I cannot just go and post at midnight anymore. I got to do like 3, 6, or 8. It makes a huge difference. Like
Yeah.
there are certain times,
But there's different time zones too, though.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I
I find
know.
that the best time to
I
post
know.
is when it's like, I don't know, like 9, 10, 11 in LA. So that's a
At
little bit more
night?
in the day, in the
Oh.
morning. So then it's more of like
Really?
early afternoon for New York. That's usually when
That's true. That's true.
But
When
again, you can
I
get
found 8
apps
to be
that
great.
talk about all the engagement of
Yeah,
your
yeah, it-
community and where they're engaging the most, and
Yeah.
you can just do what it tells you to do.
Oh, what
What's
is that?
that?
Even Instagram,
Wait a minute.
even
We need
Instagram
to
after a
talk.
while.
Hold on.
We need to talk.
I
Tom.
mean, if we're talking about Instagram,
Instagram even gives you like information.
I
on
know,
all
yeah,
that.
data
you can
insights.
look at the
Yeah.
data insights, but I use Instrack, Instrack a lot, and that's a really
Write it
interesting
down.
one.
We all just wrote it down.
Now we're like,
my guy got
I'm
it.
instructive.
Yeah.
And you know, I have to say this. I have never paid for a promotion on Instagram, that's worked. I get less engagement from something I've
you
promoted.
can pay now on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It
I
charges your Facebook or however it does.
Because Facebook does. Yeah, Facebook. But Facebook
Yeah,
owns
page.
Instagram. I knew that was coming.
Instagram is
I
going to
believe
become
it.
Facebook.
Well, that's why
soon.
that's why they're changing all these algorithms because they're doing it so they make it so that it's way more difficult for you to reach your fan base. So that way you have to start paying to reach your fan base, and the payment that they require on Twitter or on Facebook
is
is
ridiculous. And let me tell you,
100 followers for like $25 is what they
crazy.
guarantee. I'm
But
like,
that-
100.
But that's why
Yeah.
you're
Pay
seeing
for-
lower engagement on your Facebook pages, and that's why the pages aren't being engaged because Facebook's now public, and so now they're accountable to their shareholders, so they need to be making
China.
a really
I
serious
see.
China.
Russia.
profit
That's
on
true.
it.
I know all these Turkish comments, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh yeah.
Sri Lanka?
Yes.
That's what I paid for.
Or some Indian guy is telling me to watch a bootleg version of Man 2. You'll really like it.
You're like, I've already seen it.
Yes. Bitch, I already have that pirate video. I have a screener. SAG. Okay. Let's take a look. I want to, speaking of Instagram, Scott Cruz, I'm going to play the promo video you did for Rescue, and you did this specifically for Instagram.
yeah.
And because it's not your full video, it's really you up close and personal.
Yeah.
So I want to take a look at what you've done promotion. We're going to leave your microphone on if you want to narrate through any of it. But this is exactly the timed promo video. So go ahead. And you filmed this all yourself, right?
Yep.
That's
Obsessed with his voice.
yeah. You edited it too?
Edit, wrote the song, performed the song.
Control freak.
Grace Jones action right there. Love that.
I just cut it. That was something that like we were talking about for Instagram. Like I figure like musicians are always doing like piano stuff, guitar stuff, and it's like what can I do that's like different to promote a song that I'm now releasing? And I figure something like that, like a specialized short clip for Instagram, and then and then I'm talking about it and stuff. So
Yeah.
That's smart.
And I think
like
you did the
that.
mix. You know, we showed you. You showed yourself in an artistic side, but then we also got to see you shirtless. But then we got to see like all that, and that is all self-contained. You edited it, you filmed it, you wrote the song, you performed the instruments on your own song.
it's all me, everything. Yeah.
It's a
that
mini
takes so
mini
much
music
work.
video. It's a
Yeah,
mini
that's
music
amazing.
video.
Right.
Very smart.
I think that to me, like that's like a good calling card because I think now with social media, you can find your songs for free and stuff like that everywhere. So I think you give them something, so they go and download it.
Yeah.
You know, say, oh, I want to hear more of that. So
you can put a visual to your music,
Right.
Rather than just play the track
yeah.
itself.
right, exactly.
Make a quick little mini
Right.
video, like
Yeah.
15
is
of
visual
them.
now.
And it also shows,
Everything,
as a
yeah.
musician, you can't just go in and record your song and then walk out and have everybody else take care of it. You have to understand how to edit. You know, even if it's a brief edit. I mean, we're having to do all this stuff ourselves because
Tell
there's
me
just
about
no time to go
Right.
have it done, and
Exactly.
people want it now.
Or fix it. I didn't want it like this.
Yeah.
Same thing as Photoshop. Years back, I'm like, oh my god. You know, how many times? You know, go
Yeah.
learn it yourself and do it yourself.
I learned. Yeah,
That's so much work.
it is work.
No,
but Alexander,
it takes time.
when you learn it though, it's like when you need to pop something out, you do it. It's like bam, it's there. You
Yeah,
don't
but
have
I've
to wait
learned it. I
weeks.
just don't have the patience for it. I really don't have
I
the
know,
patience.
I know.
I don't know. You seem very patient to me.
Please, I barely showed up today. All right, so let's lighten up. I want to talk about some of your craziest fan stories. And it could be from performing live. It could be an email you got or a gift you sent.
I have
Let's hear.
one.
Yes, let's hear some of these stories.
Okay, in 2012, I was.
It's like
going
a movie. In 2012, LaLa, the end of the world.
I was going to perform at LA Pride, and I don't want to say which singer, but I had a fan of a female singer who hated my guts. So they would write me very nasty hate letters.
Kesha's a bitch. Did I say that?
Close.
Who's close to Kesha? Not even her mother is close to Kesha. Okay.
Close. Mother. Mother.
Oh, you heard it here first.
There you go. So basically, I was getting nasty messages, nasty letters. At one point, I was worried. And I was like, okay, I think I need to share this with my management. They got worried. They took it to the cops because they were threatening my life, saying, we're coming to get you at LA Pride. My mom was
my
like,
God.
sweetheart, don't perform. duck. I'm like, I'm gonna
Those
do
gays
this.
are violent.
You know.
Lord.
I mean, they'll bitch slap you, but come on, what are we really gonna do?
That shoes
So-
all are.
That's you
real,
paid
bro.
Facebook for? That type of followers?
Well, no.
They give you stalkers, not followers.
I
Paid
know.
Facebook.
I went on the page and of course I know who it is, how he looks. Young guy. Crazy little man.
Could not be
Cute,
his real-
hot, gay, single?
No, but it probably isn't his real pic, to be honest.
Maybe not.
Catfish.
But
One of my favorite shows on TV, by
I
the way.
saw
Which is
him on
so
stage.
staged.
I was performing Sweet Dreams, your favorite.
Yes, I love the. You guys go to YouTube and look up LaLa Sweet Dreams. She's done her own version. I love it.
Thank you. And here I see in the middle of the crowd, like looking at me with his eyebrow. It
was him?
He was right there. And I start.
So it was a real picture.
This is real talk.
Wow.
And I'm so nervous, and I'm like, well, just keep going. Your destiny. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. He pulls out a gun. But what happens is this person turns out to be my biggest fan until this day. He's written to me saying, sorry, I know now I get the difference between you and her, and bought all my product. First person to buy my newest products, my newest songs, has made a ton of LaLa fan pages. I know,
kinda creepy,
scary, bipolar. I know. I know.
But they're the
That's
ones
like
that
some
keep an eye on
Selena
that one.
stuff going on.
I know, no, but it was
President of my fan club? No.
It was right along those lines. I'm not allowed to say. Yeah, the threat messages were crazy, but my biggest fan now.
Wow.
Weird.
Well, people
Weird.
can change.
How about some stories from being on the road?
I had an amazing experience in Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This was years ago. And I was playing a show, and there was a gentleman in a wheelchair at my show, right? And then there was this other guy who was really drunk sitting near the gentleman in the wheelchair.
That was me.
Who just
You were in the wheelchair, right?
No, he was just drunk.
At the end of the night.
he decided that this guy's he was faking it somehow.
The guy in the wheelchair?
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. So
It was like a revival, I believe.
Midway through, like I'm performing a song, and this guy
That's what you're saying. Like
goes over to the man in the wheelchair and starts like, stand up and walk.
Oh my God.
Like starts screaming at him and grabbing him.
Oh my
in
God.
the middle of the show.
It was Jesse Jackson.
Was it Betty Hinn?
Stand up.
Stand up and walk.
I believe.
No,
Betty Hinn.
and so I just stopped the song, and I was
You
like,
stopped?
Yeah, I said, "What? Get your hands off him! And I just like started, get your fucking hands off him! Go over there!" I just started yelling at him and essentially stepping up to this guy to fight in the middle of my show.
Oh my God.
Because he was manhandling this man in a wheelchair.
That's
thought it
Tom
was-
Goss, the gentle giant.
That's why.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll throw down. I don't mind. But yeah, it was very strange.
Wow.
I don't know why that popped into my head.
No, I mean, these are
That's-
crazy fan
that's a
stories.
crazy
and these are
story.
things that we have to think about when we're on stage in the middle of our song.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm
there's-
watching it happen, and nobody else is saying anything. You know what I mean?
That's
Because
the worst.
What do you say?
Nobody will say it,
You
yeah.
stop playing your song and get your fucking hands off that dude.
Right.
That's what you say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Didn't that
Wow.
didn't that the complete opposite but similar situation happen with Kanye West, where he thought someone wasn't standing up.
Oh.
They thought someone wasn't standing up, and the guy was in a
God.
wheelchair.
This was years ago. He was like, "Why aren't you
Kanye.
standing up for my song?" And he was
Everyone,
in a wheelchair.
everyone
Oh my
standing
God.
up.
That's like a Family Guy moment.
Christ.
That would be me.
I'm
I
like,
remember
so
that
that's
now.
familiar.
That's fish.
Kanye's so misunderstood.
That's fish sticks. That's fish sticks.
Wow.
God, that's just-
Why are you not standing up
Total
during my
fish
song?
sticks.
My
Casey,
son doesn't make
I
miracles.
like fish sticks. What's the problem? I like fish sticks.
They're huge. Casey, I know you must have some country music
I'm
fan
racking my
stories.
brain and I can't think of anything.
How about from the
that's even
horror
close
story
to that.
world?
You know, the horror community is usually the most calm, sweet, gentle community of
Like a serial
anybody.
killer.
But they show up and they're like, oftentimes covered in tattoos and like they just look a little bit sketch, and then they're like, "Hey, would you sign?" And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely." They're usually the sweetest, most meek sort of people, and I guess because they are able to express themselves in that other way, so they don't need to do it physically. I don't know. I don't have anything that compares to.
I stopped a
abuse,
performance
you know?
before. I did. I stopped a performance, and there was two guys that were talking, and I just says, "Dude,
believe that. You've
I
stopped an
really
Uber
did.
driver before.
I was 19, and yeah, it was just a performance. It was a club, and I said, "God, I'm on stage. You respect
you
the performer, or
go.
get the fuck out of here."
There you go.
And they all clapped for me, but I mean, they were being obnoxiously loud.
Well,
But
no, that's
and
so
I'm a New Yorker,
disrespectful.
so it's like, dude, like,
Yeah.
go out the freaking door.
Right.
Can I tell a story as an audience member?
Yeah.
I went to see Damien Rice in Extraordinary Machine. What's her name?
Fiona Apple.
Fiona Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
love Fiona.
So Damien Rice was opening for Fiona Apple.
Love him, by
and
the way.
Fiona Apple came out like shit-faced. Right? She was like shit-faced, and she was
Is that
just
a problem?
Criminal.
She was kind of like bombing her set, and then there was a really quiet moment.
I love it.
And this guy screamed, and everybody heard it. Wrap it up. When he screamed at Fiona Apple, and she just went off on.
She
this
put a
dude.
spell on him after
She
the
did.
show.
And I tell you what, though, she played another half of her show, and it was amazing because she was
She
like,
needed that. She
was
needed to
fire.
remember that people paid money
wake
to
up.
see her
And
perform.
she was like out of spite, killing it.
That was probably her
This
manager.
guy after that, it was great.
Probably her manager did it.
Wow.
There was a theater owner.
Her manager- you better get it going. The booker.
So we all know, like, our first show as a performer, we want to throw everything at it. So my very first cabaret show was 2 hours long.
Wow.
Because, you're like, I get to sing songs I've always wanted to sing. And you know how over the top
Visual
I
I
am.
have of you just manically singing.
I mean,
with
I
your-
had an intermission. I had costume changes during the show.
Oh my god.
I had like a 40-song set. I'm not even kidding you.
Bless your heart.
Well, so people were drinking the whole time, but I kept putting songs that were so dramatic and sad.
Yes.
My friend got so drunk, and then from the back of the theater,
Bleeding
at the
out.
end of every song, he's all, sing a ballad, because every song I was singing was a ballad. And then I was like, next I'd like to sing No One Is Alone from Into the Woods.
Not your friend being your heckler.
Yeah. So now every time I'm on stage and I'm singing a sad song, at the back I'm like, sing a ballad, sing a ballad.
That's awesome. That's the best one. That's the best story. That's hilarious.
LaLa, I want to take a peek at Strangers in the Night. What I love about your videos is that you tell a definite story. Number one, I love that you were called the worst dressed on the red carpet, and you put it all over your website.
Yes.
You don't shy away from that. Number one, that was not the worst dress. Oh, the questions we got emailed. Did you put your outfit on in the car? Did you attach your headpiece outside of the limo, or how did you arrive like that?
You know what? You know the Pope Mobile?
Yes.
I went with something like that to the award show
they
with a Sprinter van.
Oh
and
my
I was
God.
holding on to 2 poles, trying to balance myself. Yeah, actually, the cage dress, they had...
Oh, that one. I mean, your closet must just groan when you come home. It's like, oh, God, what now?
What now, right?
Yes.
I was naked on the bottom somewhat, just had pantyhose, so I had people guard and put up a curtain so that they put the cage dress on me right before I walked the carpet in Vegas at the T-Mobile Center. Actually, that was MGM Grand Arena. Yeah, so sometimes I have to put it on if it's obnoxiously big. Right,
Well, it's funny. And Ricky, I've seen you backstage because your outfits on stage are unbelievable. You show up, like, people don't even recognize it's you because you show up in your yoga pants and like a t-shirt and you're like, hi, I'm Ricky. And it's like, you guys, it's Ricky Rebel. Or Rebel. See what I just did?
I like
And then
Rebel.
you come on stage in like a whole carnival circus in your outfit. And I mean, and then afterwards you take everything off and you're just like, okay,
I
thanks.
throw down.
Yeah, it's just
Wow.
yeah. I would be scared to get ready at a venue like that because you don't know if the lighting's going to be right or what your dressing room's going to be like.
Or if there's 2 hours and 40 songs to sing.
I'm bringing like huge suitcases of costumes, just like these huge suitcases.
Let's be honest, your people do.
Yeah.
I've seen your entourage.
My people. Yeah, but
Aren't
I
you
have
scared
to
of
do
getting
it big.
it stolen?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my God, you
Actually,
should have a guard.
yeah.
I would, yeah.
My parents are always usually there to help out.
Oh, there
Your
you
mom
go.
is one of the. In fact, she
That's cute.
messaged me every now and then. She is so awesome, you guys.
Aw.
I have a Mama Rose too, like a real life Mama Rose, and your mom is definitely where they're just working hard for you and they're doing what needs to be done. Like
Yeah.
you need this set built real fast. Okay, it's like they pull a hammer and nails out of their purse.
My dad too.
Yes,
he's like
yeah.
building
the
things for
game.
me.
I went to one of your performances at Rage, and your parents were literally selling the CDs and T-shirts and all that, and they were
Yeah.
just sleeves rolled up.
Yeah, they've
Yes,
been
there
with
you
me from the
go.
very beginning of my career. Very supportive.
Yeah.
I love my.
All right, LaLa, let's take a look at Strangers in the Night because I want to see I want to show some of your storytelling. You guys look up this video. We're going to cut into it in a little bit, but there's this whole prologue. I want to know, and you can kind of narrate us through this, how you picked the theme, and then your cast is the craziest group of characters I've ever seen. Let's take a look at LaLa, Strangers in the Night.
Okay.
So sexy. Next. Oh, so sexy. And I love that sexuality is just fluid. It's all over the place.
Yes.
We call that baby making music.
That's not you,
There you
right?
go. Hennessy, Hennessy.
Is that you on the pole?
No.
Oh, no.
That's me.
I wish. My man wishes.
But you set the scene.
Tell her she's hired.
Oh.
Oh.
You're hired. Chop opens up in 1 hour. Chop, chop. Come on, Hugo.
It's a whole movie. And Hugo! This little guy, Hugo!
The hunchback.
Yes, Hunchback. And then we get into it, you guys.
Oh yes, my lover Conan.
Look at this.
From the UK and Dubai.
This looks like an HBO show.
Yeah, yeah. My mom didn't like it.
Who is that, by the way?
Oh, that is my love. That was my crush.
You got him for the video? That's smart.
It was the realest. You have to be real.
You have to.
I love this hello, hello.
That's the best part of what we do. We get to hire hot people to make out with.
Their toys.
So good.
Thank you, baby.
I listen to this over and over. Yeah,
that's the opera. There you go.
You guys, I listen to this all the time.
I could do that.
It's hot.
The remix is amazing too. Nappy.
Do you see there's this full cast? Who are we only looking at, though?
I love it.
All right, so that's just a little peek, you guys. Watch the whole thing. What I love is that diversity plays such a role, and Ricky and Tom, too, in your video Bears. You guys have such diversity in your cast. And in your music style, you're not afraid to have a drag queen with a beard. You're not afraid to have somebody very feminine, very masculine, gay, straight. It doesn't really matter in your storytelling. And I know, Kasey, we talked about country music is not so diverse in its performers or the audience. How do we change that in the music industry? You can't just force an audience to like a certain group of people.
Well, I think we're doing it now in what's happening in the world. I mean, I think we're swinging really far on the pendulum, and I think eventually we'll kind of swing back to center. And even just, like, I mean, we were talking about, I don't know if it was before the show or on the show, we were talking about the Janet Jackson and how now that wouldn't even be as big a scandal. It's just the shock value of certain things has gone down, and the ability to express certain things and share certain things and be more open about who everyone is just rampant right now. So I think that it's going to come. It's just going to be a while. And unfortunately, I think country music will be one of the last ones to embrace it just because that's more the culture.
This is true.
But it
now,
doesn't
did you
mean
guys
it's not there, you know.
That was loud, yeah.
What are you guys doing? Now, were you guys afraid of bringing diversity to that to lose some of your audience?
No, I think a lot of my audience is a little more on the liberal side of things, because I happen to be a conservative liberal too.
You actually came out on our last show. You came out
conservative and liberal at the same time. It's this weird combination. But
well, according
moderate.
no, well, here's it's so funny. Here's what my listener base took from that is that you're the most conservative person they've ever seen in their life. Because if you show that you're a little conservative, then you're the most conservative.
Exactly.
I got so many emails from your last, because people didn't expect you to have some of the thoughts you did, and you kind of reflect that in your new album, the New Alpha.
Exactly.
What is the New Alpha?
The New Alpha is about what I went through from this period of 2015 to 2017, kind of being stuck in the middle, on my views. I go back and forth. I'm a huge liberal. Don't get me wrong. I love LGBT, especially a big advocate for
that
gay.
Doesn't make you a liberal, though. That makes you human.
Well, because I want to help them. I want to have them to be on mainstream radio. I'm not a fake liberal that says, fake, someone who's progressive. We say we're progressive, and yet there aren't any, openly gay men singing about other openly gay men on top 10.
Right.
And a lot of the, or top 100,
Well, you guys are changing that, though, because
I want to change.
Your music is becoming more mainstream.
Exactly. I want to help to do that. And so what the New Alpha is the fully realized man or woman, somebody who is balanced.
Oh, I like that. It's man or woman.
Yeah, it's about being balanced with your views, with your perspectives on life, and the right and the left, and the good and the bad, and the boy and the girl, and all these energies within us. We have to find a balance of in ourselves to find peace and to find true love, and being open period to different points of views, because the time we went through was so horrific. Primarily the way people treated each other. Mm-hmm. And that's why I made this record, is that, hey, you can't put me in a box. The New Alpha is somebody who's just, I'm going to be honest about who I am. I'm going to say what I think. I'm going to say my views. And, it might piss some people off, but at the end of the day, I have to be open. I have to be honest, because that's the only thing that we have as artists and human beings. That's like the most important thing, is that we're honest, even if it's not politically correct.
Well, it could end your career. Susan Sarandon has gone through hell for her comments, and now people are saying, well, maybe her career is over.
I know it could hurt you either way. If you're a Democrat, if you're too liberal, it'll hurt you. If you're too right, it'll hurt you. You know, people don't like extremes, as they shouldn't, because anything too far, whatever, isn't going to work.
I'm too fabulous, and it works for me.
Well, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the shade machine sitting next to me. Denim, really?
I think that's.
I like it. But it's in the new alpha. You gotta be your man, and that's why I grew from a boy to a man, and basically I lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of things. But at the end of the day, you know, I feel good about myself. I feel stronger in the process, and I want to empower people to even if people don't like what you have to say, you know, say it with love, say what you got to say, and then move on, because that's not my sole focus. Politics is BS compared to what I really care about.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I care about my music, I care about my fans, I care about performing and everything else.
Which, I mean, I'm the least political person. Number one, I'm not as knowledgeable as I should be, and I'm the first one to say it.
That's for sure.
How dare you, sir?
Has nothing to do with politics.
We've had many arguments about that
And
one.
humble.
Oh, God. But politics really does affect our daily life, whether we like it or not, whether you want to get involved with it or not. It affects who we can legally love, where we can work, what we can do. So whatever side of it you're on, politics does affect you, and you have to be involved. And Z, you have, because of your looks, and you've done so much modeling for the sexy men's, and it's you in a bikini and bathing suit and all that. You have a large population of like very masculine men, but you're not afraid to showcase feminine men, gay men. Sexuality is very fluid.
All of it.
And so was that a conscious choice? That
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have no problem. I have a large audience. I have a huge LGBTQ fan base, a huge gay fan base, and at the same time there's a lot of non-gays that follow me, and I speak openly about it to them, to both about one another, and I do, let's say, all the Pride festivals or the gay festivals I do. I talk, you know, people say, what's your next show? And I tell them, oh, let's say I say it's Pride, but they're not gay. They'll be like, oh, it doesn't, you know, I'm fluent, you know. So.
Well, because I met you at Palm Springs Pride.
Yes.
It was so much fun sharing backstage with you, and your show was just amazing.
Thank you.
What I loved about Palm Springs Pride, and I wrote an article about it in Bear World, is that it didn't seem like a pride. It seemed just like everybody having a good time, because there was gay, straight, old, young, every nationality.
That's
and
true.
Nobody was pushing an agenda or anything. It was
I
just
noticed that
us
too
having
this
a
year.
good, yeah.
I noticed that too.
It was just like a really nice, it wasn't even like
That's how
a
it should
party.
be.
It was just like a fun get together.
Yeah, like Abby.
Well, Abby, you have to look a certain way to get through the front door. Ricky, I want to take a look at time, because you know I love and sometimes girls. You know I love that. But what I love about time is that we get to hear you like sing out kind of its ballad, and then it erupts. What I love about time is the imagery, and it kind of showcases everything that you've done leading up to this. So let's take a look at the tail end of time. End tail.
She's just so pretty.
Marilyn Manson is kicking himself for not writing the song. So beautiful.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's a little dark too. I like that.
Ricky Rebel, time, you guys.
Yes.
Woo!
I have a lot of listeners from the entertainment industry, and
Sucked me in.
also
I'm saying the song sucked me in. It dragged me
It
in.
did.
It's
Well, it's
good.
on the new alpha, available on iTunes and Amazon and everywhere. You can download music, and it's a song reminding people that time goes by very quickly, and to appreciate what you have now, because it might be taken away from you, and it will be taken. Eventually, everything will be taken away from you. So to appreciate your face, your health, your mom, your dad, your your life in general.
Your shoes.
Good.
Your shoes.
I love my shoes.
Because all shoes
Oh my
matter.
God,
All
shoes matter.
baby.
That was a segue for that.
Yes.
That's today's lesson.
Beautiful
Everybody.
I will always say that every time.
Yeah,
now.
all shoes matter.
Beautiful message.
So, but from the industry, people wanted to know, because you guys have booked yourselves or your managers have booked yourselves at venues across the nation. Now, you're not always able to know exactly what venue it is, how it is backstage, what the ticket sales are like. What are some red flags? And Scott, maybe you can talk about your last debacle. What are some red flags? What are some things to watch out for when somebody wants to book you at their venue? And Tom, you just came from appearing at many different places, like last month, right?
Yeah, I tour a lot. So in the fall, I was on the East Coast a lot. And were you asked you asked both of us kind of the same time? So
Everybody, no. This
It's
is
an
open. It's
open
like
discussion.
Yeah,
it's an open discussion.
yeah.
Okay.
So, like, what are some of the things that you should watch out for when somebody wants to book you, and what are things that you insist on before you say yes?
I mean, I'm super bad. I get better over the years because I'm kind of like, I think a lot of artists are like, oh, you're going to be really shitty to me all the time and give me horrible things and horrible sound. Okay, fine. That's fine. You know what I mean? I think you have to go through that process as an artist. I can't tell you what you need, right? I can just tell you that if you're at a place and you play a gig and it's not working for you, then you need to take note of the things that aren't there, and you need to carry that over to the next time you book a gig.
But you have to see some
Well, for
warning
me,
signs.
If there's not, like, if I send you my stage plot or my equipment list or my rider or anything, and there's any kind of unfamiliarity, with,
Absolutely.
especially with equipment or with any of the verbiage for sound,
They're like,
that's
nice
my
cartoon
thing.
you sent us.
I know, yeah, that's
Yeah,
Marmaduke.
they're like,
You know?
they're like,
If
I
you
googled
don't
this word and I didn't know what it was.
I mean, if you don't know the basic words for a sound setup,
Yeah.
that makes me nervous because there's nothing worse, and everybody here knows there's nothing worse than going in and having bad sound.
Well, it's yeah.
It's
the worst.
absolutely the worst feeling because you know you're not given. You start out with the cards stacked against you. You know you're not able to come out there and give your all. And I know for me, like, I get all up in my head, like, oh, if I had good sound, I could do this. And so I spend the whole time in here instead of enjoying what I should be enjoying, what I'm there for. So if you have any kind of hesitation about any of the information I sent you, that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
I'm like, okay, let's talk about this because I want to be sure you understand and we're talking about the same thing here.
Well, and I think what happens in a long tail of that too is what you're really creating is, yeah, you're singing and yeah, you're performing, but you're really creating an experience for your audience, right? And if your sound isn't great, then your audience is leaving with, hey, that was okay.
Right.
They're not leaving with, holy fucking
And you know-
shit.
and you know what
I need to
sucks
tell
about-
all my friends.
And you know what sucks about that? It's not anything that you did yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
anything we're doing.
Right,
Like
it's
we
the
can
circumstance.
do a bomb set. We can sing our voices out, be right on pitch, and we have the perfect costume, the perfect thing. And then it's like this machine. You know, it's the fact that they can't go like this with the dial and lift it up a
Right.
little bit, or
The
they don't know
engineer.
they don't know how to you know, they don't know how to do that simple.
Yeah.
You know what I think is a red flag is when they don't know the name of their own party that they're putting on or the festival. If they
Well,
can't figure it
yeah.
out. One time I did a tour in New York. And we did a bunch of dates like in Philly, New York, and all over. And she's like, oh, it's called this thing. And, oh, no, it's really this thing. It's this thing. And it's turned to this thing. What it is that, you know, they're legality things probably that have gone wrong. And they don't want to name it. You know what I'm saying? So figure out, like, do they have a Facebook page? Do they have, you know, a Twitter account? Do they have a name to the event even? I think that's a red flag. If they can't even tell you what is this thing called. That's always the first thing I say. What is this called? Like,
And how do you make the decision, yes, I need to get paid, no, I don't need to get paid? Because for you guys that do this for a living, that must be such a fine line because everybody's going to say, oh, you're going to get so much exposure. And you're like, well, thank you. That is not going to pay my bills.
Let me take all this exposure to my landlord.
Yeah, exactly.
It depends if you have a band or performing solo to track. And like to me, I'm always nervous to have to do solo to track whatever the venue is. When I'm with the band, it's easier for some reason.
Well,
Sound quality.
But you have the benefit that
back too.
What's
Like,
that?
You know they have your back.
Yeah, yeah, and they have their amps instead of having a
Right.
track and trying to blend the live vocal with the track. That's
But you also have the benefit that you've built your own tracks. You can tell when they've skipped ahead.
Oh,
That's my
totally.
biggest nightmare. As musicians, don't we have those nightmares that we wake up and we're like, oh my God, because we dream about forgetting the lyrics or we forget that the track is not right. But you can feel your track. So
Absolutely. I mean, I know every piece of it, so yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it's more frustrating than that. I know I'm like the bass, the low end is too muddy, or it's that stuff will drive me crazy too. So it's like when you have a live band, we can accommodate together. So I hate doing live to track though.
Yeah, you know what I've started doing?
hard.
I've started bringing my
It's
own.
just less life.
Less life, yeah.
Yeah.
I just bring the iPad and I adjust it, and I bring my own
Yeah.
audio interface, and I'm
what's
like,
the program that you use for that then? Because I'm sure people would like.
oh God, I
There's
don't
a
know.
few.
My iPad's not. There's a whole bunch of them. It's
Okay.
easy. You
They have
just,
Ableton
if you
Live.
just
You can do
Google it.
Logic Pro. You can do a lot.
Super
Ableton
easy.
Live, right?
Ableton Live.
Yeah, I'm willing to break even if the person says to my manager or me, or my manager asks, "What do you think we should say? What do you want? How much you want to make from the show?" If they're offering me something and I'm going to break even, if it's a huge gain in terms of, it's a 10, 15, 20,000 person show, fine. Or if it's something I have to do as a favor. Okay, so-and-so asked, he's going to do this for us. He's done this for us. He's been there. Okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm willing to break even. Make some money, okay, give me this. But, if it's, I'm willing to break even if it's a...
But it's all about relationships, really.
Yeah,
I mean, it
true.
depends on what
Exactly.
your relationship is.
Who's
and
asking?
But when you get called from a venue in Florida and you're like, well, they have a great game, but I know nothing about that.
Nope.
Do you know?
You
no?
Yeah.
No.
What?
If you know nothing about them, then the publicity you're gonna get. How's that working for you?
Yeah, I haven't had that experience where I've been offered by somebody I was shifty about. I've had it once years ago, but other than that, whoever's offered me to perform, I've known about.
Well, it's so funny. I was prepping for this show. I'm addicted to Judge Judy. I go to bed every night. I watch one episode of Golden Girls.
Baloney!
I watch and I watch one episode of Judge Judy, and I swear to God, it helps me sleep. Yesterday's episode was about
Is
a
she still
promoter.
new?
She's still doing it. She records it here at Sunset Bronson Studios, which is
Yeah.
on the other side of the
yeah.
You know what?
She's like 75.
You should go and just be like an audience
Love
member.
her.
Amy Schumer did that, you
I was
guys.
just
Amy
about to say
Schumer
that,
was in
yeah.
the background, and
Her dorky face is in the back, like.
and then she was like. But the Judge Judy trial was this guy booked the artist. The artist canceled at the last minute because there was no return flight, and he was like, "Wait a minute, I need confirmation
here
for the
now."
return flight."
Yeah.
And so he canceled. So the promoter was suing him, saying because you didn't show up, we lost all these ticket sales. And Judge Judy was saying, so you needed the ticket sales to send him home? How? That's not
Seriously,
Yeah.
Right.
this is
So
Right.
the guy lost, and
ridiculous.
it was thrown
Yeah.
out.
You know what? I played
That's
one
weird.
show in Midland, Texas, which let me tell you, I didn't know, but that's football.
You guys, I'm actually a huge fan of football. I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah, you
I
said
get
that last
very,
They-
very excited about football.
But that's Friday Night Lights.
So you
Midland
know-
is Friday Night Lights.
Well, they had booked this whole thing, and they didn't realize they booked it at the same time as a football game. So their whole plan, none of us knew, obviously, was that they were going to pay every performer, and they brought in tons of high-profile people, and they were going to pay us all off of ticket sales. And there was maybe 500 people.
Oh, my God.
In the whole place, and that consisted of me following around the lady that booked us, sincerely, because I've got 6 men that are waiting to be paid.
Yeah.
Because they're contracted under me, so they're going to get paid. So there's me following around this lady, like hanging out in her hotel room, and she's on the phone putting her house up for mortgage to get money, and then she's changing, because I'm like not leaving her side. I'm like, you and me are besties now, and she changes,
There you go,
and money
girl.
falls out of her top because
Oh
she tucked
my
it in there,
God.
and I don't think she was actually purposefully hiding it. But it fell out of the top. It was enough to pay everybody, and I took it, and everybody else did a class action lawsuit. And I was like,
You just took it.
There you go.
yeah.
There
So
you
I
go,
paid
girl.
my
Because
band, and so my
it's like
people
being
got
a single
paid.
mom. You
There
have
you
your
go.
family to take care of, and
Yeah.
you got to do
That's-
what you got to do. Okay,
another
all right.
question. Right.
Now, here's the thing. Another question I got.
Yeah.
Work with a record label or independently release your own music?
Oh, can I go on that one?
Yeah,
Go
please
for it.
do.
To me, if you can do it independently. And that's what I'm doing now. Like, I'm just starting for my song radio promotions. It may cost more, but you'll get more money back in the end. And so for me, it's like I have 100% royalties on my stuff. So if it does go, when it goes viral, I get all of that back. So I think independent right now.
Is there
That's how they
such a
wanna go.
thing as releasing a song and then it goes viral and popular on its own, or do you really have to sell
That's
that?
tough. It's
that-
got to
that
be.
single?
You need someone to push it, especially with radio or even.
Yeah.
It's got to be pushed by another entity.
I'll tell you, I don't disagree with that. I think it's up to the individual. I personally think if you want to be a world star, you need a huge conglomerate behind you, because there is no way as an independent to get worldwide distribution such as like what Sony or Universal would do for you. So I think if you want to be independent, that's fine. But if you want to be everywhere and radio play, only major. If you're trying to be on radio as an independent, it happens sometimes. Sometimes that happens if it's a great song where you have a feature that's known, but radio is mostly it's
more common now, though,
Political.
actually.
If you have enough money.
If you get major distribution off of your own label, then you've got the best of both worlds.
Right, but the thing is, to be a sub-label with a major label, you need to pay a massive amount of money.
That would be the
Per
ideal.
person.
So there's not the story of like the Cinderella poor singer that has a great song and then they make it. That doesn't happen anymore,
I thought
right?
that would happen to me when I was in the boy band. We were signed to Sony Records and DJ Records, and then we were signed to Madonna's label, Maverick Records. So I thought my life was set. You
Can
know,
you imagine being on Madonna's record label? Of course you thought you were set.
They paid for everything. They paid for the $1 million videos. They paid for the tour with Britney Spears. They'll pay for everything. But in actuality, the artist has to pay all of that back.
Yeah.
So the artist will not make.
You get
Of
that
course.
at
It's
a
the first
front,
I've ever heard
and
that.
then
No,
have to
you
pay
know
it back.
that.
You're borrowing off.
You didn't know that?
That comes out of your pocket.
Comes out of your pocket. If
All
you
of
don't,
the-
if
you
if
have
don't
to pay
sell-
for
Well, all the world tours that I've done.
So what my
You pay
experience
for it
has
one way or
been,
the other.
my experience has been, I didn't really gain that much from all of that. I mean, I gained
Isn't that weird?
I gained the
That is so
opportunity.
weird.
I gained the opportunity to say I did all of these things and I have accomplished all of those things. But at the end of the day, if that record does not stick, you're done.
Yeah.
And the only way that record sticks is if you've got, you know, $1 million production by Max Martin or something like that. You know, we were working with Ronnie Jerkins, as you know. Ronnie's
He's
huge.
good, yeah.
He made the whole record and that still didn't stick. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
at the end of the day, it's not a guarantee just because you get signed that you're
Yeah.
going to become famous.
Exactly.
And
You
all
get
the people.
signed
a lot of
Show.
times labels actually will
Right.
not even promote an artist. They'll sign an artist and not even do anything with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are
So
some of the red
it's a
flags
write-off.
with
But
that?
that's why-
Like, Scott, I know you just went through something.
But I'm saying, but that's why for me, if you can do it independently and you have financial backing to get it rolling,
There
to
you
get
go.
some exposure, that's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
doing now, because I was a composer too, so I had a career as a composer. But with my own stuff, it's like I'm doing it that way, and I did go with a label, and then I actually dropped them because they weren't going to do what I needed them to do. Well, I give them the rights. So investing a little bit more of your own money and the time frame to get it rolling, and then you can get the opportunities. That's where I'm heading now. For
Well, and
that.
it's hard
That
to
just
when
sucks
you're
'cause
doing your
it's
own
like-
thing all the time. It's also kind of hard to go backwards and let someone be in control.
Yeah, creative control.
When they
gets-
come,
It
in,
depends.
when they
It
come to your
depends.
door, when they come to your door again, you're going to be like, wait a minute, I'm
I've been
selling
doing
all
this
this
on my
stuff.
own.
Why should I give you?
Right.
But
you
it
also
also
have
depends. It
leverage.
also depends. I'm tired of doing it all myself. So at the
Right.
same
There you
time,
go.
it would be
You
a
are a
burden.
control
That's
freak,
it.
and I know that very much. I think it'd be
Yeah.
very hard for
Well, a
you.
lot of people don't have a this equal creative vision. If I
Yeah,
met
yes.
someone with
Yeah.
an equal creative vision, I'd be more than willing to collaborate and to cooperate with them. But right
Yeah.
now, no one has. Everyone sees me in a different way, and I'm like, no,
Well,
I don't do that.
When I left
Right.
Nashville, they were only signing 360 deals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's the
that
new
was-
thing.
What's a 360
They
deal?
get it used to record labels would get your album sales and your touring, your merch, your appearances was all for the artist. Now labels want a piece of every. So if she goes and does a CoverGirl commercial, they want a piece.
They want a piece of all of
which
it.
has nothing to do with her music,
That's
but
the
they want
360.
it. So it's all
They own you. It's like
You guys, this has
They-
been
they-
so
they own
informative,
your
by the
brand.
way.
Yeah.
They
hasn't
don't just
this?
own your music; they own your brand.
your brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything you
The
do.
brand.
You guys
So
look for the
your
On the
merch?
Rock single with all y'all
all of y'all.
contributing. Yeah, we should do like a single. I want to talk briefly, and then we have to wrap it up. We all have side things that we do. Like Scott, I mean, you're a nationally known celebrity psychic. Ricky, your yoga instruction and
Pilates,
your yoga,
Pilates.
whatever.
Wow.
It's the same thing to me. It's
not.
sweating. Yeah.
Wow.
And then Kasey writing horror novels. Like, number one, look at this girl. Who would expect Bleeding Walls by Kasey Lansdale?
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What other hobbies do you guys have that that we just have no idea? Not hobbies, because I mean it's a career. Like, what else do you guys do?
I have no other careers. I do music. I mean, I compose in that. I did run a service center for the homeless for almost a decade.
Oh, I love that.
And that's what I did, and I would
Wow.
I negotiated a.
You just put everybody else to shame. We're like,
And we're done.
I negotiated a telecommuting position, so I'd be like be on tour, like writing grants, and I'd be like get out of my gig in Boise and drop something in the mail so that money would show up there, and I did.
I think
that
he
for-
just won. I'm like,
Well,
I
there goes-
made candles.
Well,
in the
I
garage.
there goes my shopping money.
I don't do it anymore. So now
Sometimes I
I
get
really
a ball
just
in a
do
cup.
music.
We don't talk about that.
Okay, like a rapid fire wrap up, and then we're gonna watch a little bit of Tom Goss's Bear.
Great.
Video,
Yes.
which, and then we're gonna end the show with a live performance by Kasey Lansdale. But real fast, the funniest on stage mishaps that have happened to you. That on stage something's happened.
When I was performing at Rage, like he did, I was performing at Rage, and one of my designers had made me a little leotard, and the Velcro was right at my hoo-ha. And I was
So classy.
again performing
You
Sweet
know when, you
Dreams.
know- yeah.
And when I dipped, it opened. I was naked underneath, just had a see-through pantyhose, and everybody's cell phone went whoop, and I was like, oh my god! But I
See,
kept
LaLa, let's
going.
be honest. It was Rage in West Hollywood. They were like, okay, it's real.
That's
Confirmation.
That's true. I was so disappointed. Some people who I thought were my friend were even filming. I'm like, you bitch. But you know, I carefully just button. No more Velcro. Buttons, hooks, zippers, all that. That was it. No more Velcro. Yeah,
Wow.
that was so embarrassing. And I hadn't shaved.
That's an important piece of the detail. Important piece of the party. Yeah.
I like that.
Any other funny? On
Well,
on
I mean,
stage?
mine are more funny when I was a go-go dancer performer. So
Well, this is yeah. You have a go-go dancer past.
I have a lot of past. Yeah, there was more funnier things then, but I'd rather not share.
Ooh, come on.
You can only
I dare
imagine.
you.
Okay. I used to pick up bottles with my butt.
Wow.
I thought we were going to end this on.
Or wait. It's all go. You said
It just
funny,
got
right?
Brad
X-rated.
comes out for
You
that
said
one.
funny, right?
X-rated.
Or they'll take $1 or $20 bill and make them like fold it like this and put it here.
And you got off
Yeah.
the nose.
Where did you dance?
Pick it right up.
Oh my god, I think you did that for me
You
on my
the nasty
21st
boy.
birthday.
You
Did I? Wait, how old are you now?
I'm 31. I'm turning 31 next month.
I probably did.
On my 21st birthday at Hear Loud, no go-go dancer had ever done this to me before, but he like grabbed me, put the money on my face, turned around, and then sat on my face.
Oh God!
to
No.
grab the money.
Okay.
But they could have got that from me because I did that when I was 26.
This was
so
10
He's
years
saying he
ago.
originated.
yeah, that was me. I just said 26.
This is 10 years ago.
I'm 36.
We just had the
46.
most informative, lovely talk, and now we're ending it.
That's probably him.
It was because I said I just said Ricky. I just said I haven't done that in 10 years. Go-go dancing, and
That
he's
was-
26. I'm 36.
Kurt's ready to quit right now. The prodigal son. He's like,
And you know what? And he still thinks about it. It's still in his spank bank.
Nice to meet you.
I thought that was the funniest thing because I've go-go danced and I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's a good move.
No.
Thank you.
Tom, I know that you have a show. Bringing it back. I know you have a show coming up.
Oh yeah.
How do you prepare the show? Do you do like your fan favorites first? Do you try new stuff out? How do you build a show?
Every show's real different. I'll usually play a couple. The problem with being in the industry so long is then you have so many singles, and the problem with being as successful as I've been with my videos. That sounded so douchey. I'm sorry, but no, it's like people really want to hear a lot of songs, and if I play only the songs people want to hear, then I have no choice in it. And I've got this whole new, really interesting record and new sound that I'm working on. So I'm going to debut a couple tracks. I'm going to debut 3 tracks, and I'm going to build a different band. And I always want to create a different experience because I've been doing it for so long and touring, and people have seen me 10 times, 12 times. I want to always be giving them new experiences. So yeah, I've got a show at Hotel Cafe here in Los Angeles on the 2nd, which is not this Friday, but the Friday following this Friday, which is next Friday.
Could you just give a date to our listeners at this point?
Those are the words.
Friday, what?
Yeah.
It's like
Just
this
give
guy
a date.
Friday,
Can
February
you work
2nd.
this next Tuesday? And I'm like, what?
The Tuesday after next week's Tuesday after the Harvest Moon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, no, it's going to be really interesting. I'm gonna debut some of the new stuff, which is really different. I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to play some of the favorites. So.
And Hotel Cafe, Kasey, you perform there.
That's one of my favorite venues to play.
It's
Yeah, it's
really
great.
intimate,
In
you guys. Like, you
California.
have to be on your game.
Hotel Cafe. Where? What?
It's on Cahuenga.
Yeah. And
101 Cafe?
No, Hotel
no.
Cafe.
No, that's a coffee shop where John C. Reilly hangs out every
I'm
morning.
like, I didn't know they perform at Hotel Cafe 101.
No, I know. For a
So
fact.
wait, it's on Cahuenga what?
It's on Cahuenga,
Selma.
right across from, the record parlor.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
it's
24
sort of
is.
I've been there,
adjacent
I've
to
been there, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love that venue. It's my favorite place to play.
Yeah, I've been there.
In
It's a
Hollywood.
great venue. That's a great venue.
Yeah, and the sound's always on point, and everybody
Right.
knows what they're doing. You know you're gonna
Yeah.
have a great show. You know, just
Yes.
all you have to do is show up and bring it, and that's the easiest part of your job.
They set you
Wow.
up for success. And what is the date? Is it February 2nd?
February 2nd.
Okay.
That's my
Yeah.
birthday.
Oh, that's
Happy
my
birthday.
dad's
Groundhog
birthday.
Day.
It's
Oh.
Groundhog
My
Day.
dad.
Are you
Is
having
it really?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Whoa.
We bring people together is what we do.
2 groundhogs.
Yeah,
That's
we do.
amazing.
All right. That means there's 4 more weeks of winter. Is that
Yeah.
how it works?
That's the connection, the money on the face connection.
Okay,
12
real
more
fast, tell our listeners where they can find you. We're going to watch a little bit of Tom Goss's Bears video, which I love.
I just
And
wrote
then
a
we're
sequel
ending-
for that.
Oh, Bears part Why am
It's-
I not in any of your videos?
Oh, I haven't shot the video yet. I'm just recording it. It's called Round in all the
She's
right
like, maybe
places.
I'll be a peacock.
It's gonna be so cute.
The husky peacock. They're a rare animal.
Ooh, the elusive husky peacock.
So we're going to watch a little bit of Bears, and then we're going to end the show with a live performance by Kasey Lansdale. Real fast, let's go around the room, and let's tell our listeners where they can find you.
Instagram is the Scott Cruz, and Facebook Scott Cruz Official. Pretty simple. And Twitter, I don't even use Twitter anymore.
You don't use Twitter at all. Why?
I'm just bad at all that.
You guys, I don't understand. Talking about social media, I don't understand.
I
Twitter.
probably have notifications. I mean, there's notifications.
Twitter's amazing for being in contact with
Porn?
Well, there's that, but I
Really?
use.
Oh, you guys,
I use
Brent
it- I use it
Corrigan's
for all
coming
my
back on the
political
show,
stuff.
by the way.
That.
I used to keep in contact for all my political news. I follow our representatives. I follow
Yeah.
like that
They're
kind of
I
very-
don't. That's not
Yeah.
my
I
Twitter.
don't, because people will unfollow me
Big
if
on
they saw who I followed.
My Twitter's like Rainbow Bright's coming back.
Rainbow.
Yeah. Tom, where can our listeners find you?
I'm TomGossMusic.com or Tom Goss Music on any of the handles.
And that's GOSS.
Yeah, TomGossMusic.
Yes.
I forgot to mention ScottCruz.com. I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
You guys
That's
check out
okay.
his website. It's
Scott
great.
Cruz.
Everything's there.
Thank you.
All of your guys' website, by the way, are so on point. And I took a class in this. Your website should show who you are and direct access to listen, view, whatever.
Yes.
And all you guys do that so well.
Thank
so you guys go to
you.
their websites, follow them, give them a like.
Squarespace.com.
Is that another one?
That's,
I know, I'm so
what
out of
he's
loop.
talking about.
Z LaLa.
Instagram and Facebook is both. It's Z_Lala for Instagram, and it is Z-Lala for Facebook. Twitter is ZLala, and ZLalaofficial.com.
I love it. I'm obsessed with you.
I'm obsessed with you.
Ricky.
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Ricky Rebel Rocks, and YouTube is Ricky Rebel TV, and my official website is RickyRebelRocks.com.
And you guys, the new Alpha, you have to check it out. And you get to see his rear end.
There it is.
This is a Pilates rear end, by the way.
I'm gonna buy it right now.
Nice body.
Okay.
Right now, I'm gonna buy it.
All right.
Thank you.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, everything is Kasey Lansdale, and it's KaseyLansdale.
And you guys get her stories to read because you're like, wait, who wrote that? This innocent little girl?
I do book covers, so if you need me to be like dead on a
Oh,
cover,
that's
I
true.
can
He
do
does
that
all
for
the
you.
romance novels. Yes, he does.
Illustrate? You're an illustrator?
No, I mean I actually.
He's the
I'm
model on the
The
cover.
guy. So next
thought
time
you were
I
like-
kill somebody, you're
I
the
could be-
guy.
I could do
I
that
look
for you,
forward
yeah,
to
yeah,
killing you.
If I had a nickel.
He's like the Fabio. He's the new Fabio. Where can our listeners find you?
On Facebook and Twitter, it's Steven Dehler, Dehler, and then on Instagram, it's the only Steven.
You guys, of course, on the rocks, on air. What a fun show. It was informative. It was fun. You guys, I love you. You guys have all been on the rocks
love you
before.
too. We love you.
It's just the
I'm
beginning
indifferent.
of many. Yes.
Yes.
Kurt, thanks for putting up with this. Kurt's like, I have
Thank you,
no
Kurt.
idea.
Thank you.
Kurt only
Kurt.
listens to soundtracks from video games. That's all he listens to. Like, literally.
Like
I
Zelda?
can see that.
Yes.
I can play all the
That's a
Final
good one.
Fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
good.
That's on your
Actually,
YouTube.
Yeah.
You
I
guys,
love
so
your first track.
we're going to watch a little bit of Tom Goss and Bears, and when we come back, Kasey Lansdale live. All right, let's watch a little bit of Tom Goss Bears.
Bears got the best of me. I said, bears on my fantasy. I said, bears into what I like. They do it all night, all right. Bears that don't discriminate. I take a cover chop to circumnavigate. Steal my heart to let it percolate all night, all right. Bears got the best of me. I said, bears on my fantasy. I said, bears into what I like. We do it all night, all right. Bears that don't discriminate. I take a cover chop to circumnavigate. Steal my heart to let it percolate all night, all right. Bears.
snoring.
That's a million views.
That's a lot of views, buddy.
Amazing.
Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg, and I just love this little salmon in the middle of all these bears. But you guys, every one of Tom Goss's videos is so different. This kind of video. Your Son of a Preacher Man video is just really poignant and
Thank
really
you.
well done. You have such a great eye and such a great natural voice. What I love about your voice is you're the voice that people can just sing along with. Whether you're a singer or not a singer, you just sing along with and
Thank you.
feel good.
I appreciate that.
Great.
Thank you.
You guys, we are ending today's music episode show with a live performance by one of my favorite country gals. She's put up with me and it's so many different stages. Oh, I love you. I had to share the stage once and never again because she will take the spotlight.
I know, it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. Do you want to
I do want to say I have Vince White with me here on guitar, and we're really glad he's here, so thank you for coming.
We love Vince.
Okay. I'm going to do a song off the new EP, and this was featured in the Happen Leonard TV series.
Someone take off their phone off of the table.
That was mine again.
There we go. All right. And you guys watch Happen Leonard on Sundance. Casey's big hair makes many appearances.
That's right. And the new season starts on March 7th.
Yes.
All right. Can you hear me fine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one way to start the morning. Looks like it's gonna be one of those days. Guess this is your way of giving me a warning. I can feel you pushing away. Now I don't know what I've been doing, but I know we've been through this before. There's no way this is ever gonna ruin everything that we got. With a couple slamming doors, we're just falling in and out of love. Don't have to wonder if it's even enough. Well, we're feeling like the fire's gone. In the end, there's no doubt we'll keep falling in and out of love. Oh, won't you sit down and tell me your story? Baby, tell me what's on your mind. You know you don't even have to worry, 'cause I know we'll be fine. We just struggle sometimes. We're just falling in and out of love. Don't have to wonder if it's even enough. When we're feeling like the fire's gone. In the end, there's no doubt we'll keep falling in and out of love. We're just falling in and out of love. Don't have to wonder if it's even enough. When we're feeling like the fire's gone. In the end, there's no doubt we'll keep falling in and out. We're just falling in and out of love. Don't have to wonder if it's even enough. When we're feeling like the fire's gone. In the end, there's no doubt we'll keep falling in and out of love. In and out of love. In and out of love.
Yes. Kasey Lansdale, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo!
We got Vince White on guitar.
Vince White, we love Vince. He's like, oh my God, so much alcohol and so many gays in one room. On the Rocks Radio Show, often imitated but never replicated. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
This has been On the Rocks with Alexander, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network. Find me on Facebook on the Rocks Radio Show. Tweet me or Instagram me at On the Rocks On Air. See you next Tuesday.